Let's roll. You guys are in the guild hall, getting ready to go infiltrate the Obsidian fortress.
Good roll, Jeremy.
Okay, sound is live.
All right. Four idiots are sitting at a table in the guild hall.
Literally.
I mean, true. None of us have any higher than maybe 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, Zara's probably like 12 or 14. I don't know. What's your int, Zara?
Let's see. Zara's int is 12.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Alright, so Dolgrin and Rylian have negative int, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Alright. Victor, do you have positive int to make us not a negative int party?
Victor, we big brain in this party.
My int is 10.
Zara, big brain. Ooga.
So the net intelligence of this party is -1 then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look,
See.
paper words.
Get that 5e shit out of here.
Don't cross the streams.
I mean, Victor is average. 10 is average intelligence. Zara is slightly above average. Victor has a high school diploma. Zara has an associate's degree.
Filthy peasants.
Rylian and Dolgrin are dropped.
What is?
Yeah,
what
they're
does K-
dropouts. Really,
What does KL have then?
KL? What
has
is
a
he?
master's or something.
He has like a master's degree. Yeah. No, like okay. So 10 int is GED. 12 is associate.
I want like a PhD or
14
something.
is bachelor's. 16's masters. Then
Yep.
18 would be PhD. Yeah.
I have a doctorate then. Yeah, call me Dr.
Yeah.
KL over here.
Dr.
Regal.
KL.
Oh god.
Dr.
K.
Regal.
Dr.
Not
K.
that formal education actually translates to intelligence, because
No.
it doesn't.
A lot of times it's just dedication.
Yeah, it literally doesn't.
Or money.
Oh, yeah, tell
Yeah.
me about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway,
Not KL though. He actually is smart. 19.
Yes,
you
yes.
guys, you're gonna need this.
Oh god. My favorite mechanic.
Wait,
We
really? You guys are grown and stuff. Do you really hate it?
No, I'm just
No.
looking at our party, realizing that we don't have a good party for this.
I don't have a good party for anything other than arm
This is the
wrestling.
worst party we could have decided.
We can bring food. We can bring water. We got the decanter, so water's not a problem. We can bring food.
Yeah. So you guys should take a moment and figure out how you're gonna reach this fortress, because it's on the opposite end of the desert. So you need to get this party to the other end of the desert.
We could have hijacked a balloon so many sessions ago.
I won't worry about the return trip, but you guys need to be able to get there.
Alright, do we know how many days it is to get there? Going
Uh,
average speed.
You're expecting it to be a 4-day trip.
Alright, well, I've got two weeks of rations.
Yeah, food's taken care of, but what about heat?
Zara's got her hot weather clothes, so does Rylian. I guess we would
Victor
need some milk
And
for...
Dolgrin. Oh, Dolgrin's good, so you
I'm
need.
good.
Oh yeah.
So Victor will need to drink magic milk each day.
We've got enough doses of it, right?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
All right. Do I need to go to
What
the party?
if? How long does it take
Vampire
to
help him at all?
kick off and put on a full plate?
I
I'm
think
pretty sure
5
full
minutes.
plate. Is it 5 minutes? Yeah.
That's not that long.
You could just
It is in
travel.
combat though.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to just travel not in a full plate and hope there isn't a fight, you're welcome to do that.
Or you can
No, I'll
play
just
naked.
I'll just drink magic milk. Fuck it.
Okay.
Just in case we like run into something.
We'll dye it red for your comfort.
I can still drink stuff.
Oh, this blood tastes weird.
Assuming that everybody has the overworld travel handout open, decide upon your exploration activities.
Yeah, I'm reading
or-
all this over.
Or if you're just gonna not do that and travel quicker.
Victor's good to travel quicker.
I feel like we're
ev-
so
it's-
bad at these that
It's
we
like
should.
everybody has to do it. So everyone has to decide, are you going to do no exploration activities, or is all of you going to do it? Because you're going to be mounted, so your speed is the same. So no one's any faster than anyone else. So it's like it would be a 4-day trip with exploration activities or a 2-day trip without. But that's 2 days traveling without any scouting, looking out for anything at all. But it'll be half the time to get there.
Guys, remember the quicksand.
Yeah, that's why I'm heavily looking at the search option.
Yeah, Victor can just defend.
I think Rylian is the highest perception of this party, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
Well, then he'll be the
see.
scout.
What's your perception?
16.
Same as Victor's.
I mean, it is an acceptable option to make it a 2-day trip and just hope that you roll well on the encounter stuff and don't get fucked by something. It is half the time. There is a benefit to that. It's up to you. If you want to try, it's kind of like taking a gamble, right? You can travel 4 days and have like a lookout and be like searching for stuff, or you can just fucking hustle and just like go full speed and hope that the dice are kind.
We can just run over all the quicksand. Just like one of those water walking lizards.
God.
Man, I don't want to do any of these.
Dolgrin?
How many of these are strength based? None. What about
How many of them are con based?
con based? None. Okay.
That's because Dolgrin is that character who is just built for combat and has nothing
I do not
else to
roleplay. I do
contribute.
not skill check. I just
no
hit
other
things.
contributions. Yeah, that's what you get.
Yep.
We go this way, ape man.
Well, lucky you and Asahi, everyone will be able to guard. So if you make a boring combat-only character, you can just guard.
Yeah, keep my shield raised. Like, okay.
You don't have a shield. And,
Don't have a shield? No.
It'll be like sword parrying, probably.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, guard is just whatever you have. So, the question stands. Are you guys going to move at half speed and keep lookouts and stuff, or are you going to move at full speed and not?
I'd be okay with burning through a little more magic milk to get there without fighting a sandworm or falling into quicksand.
How much milk do we have? We have like 80.
Yeah,
uses
we've got enough.
It'd
Like
be fine.
we haven't used a whole lot of it.
We'll be fine.
I think
We're
we
only doing
used
one other quest in this region after this.
I think we used one at the tomb so that somebody would have spell slots. I think Victor needed magic milk that last day so that he wouldn't be fatigued when we got there.
Right. Maybe.
I think that was just one dose so that we didn't have to use endure elements on him that last day.
Yeah, we get it.
So 78.
What's going on?
Just to get the accurate count of our magic milk.
How much magic milk did you say?
75.
I've got 79 marked
Oh,
down.
70.
79 makes an awful lot of sense if you drank one, because that means I probably gave you 80,
But
which is an even
we've
number.
done that twice though.
Has that happened twice?
Yes.
So, okay, I guess make it 78.
78.
Anyway. I don't care about your milk count.
Yeah, like I said, we've got
Alright.
enough. We can spare it on this trip.
You have a
I'll
lot
tally,
of
man.
milk.
We're not being milk audited. I think we're okay.
Milk? Yeah, man.
So I'll just go ahead and write off 4 days worth of it then.
There you go. Okay. So you guys bird up.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready with my exploration action.
Everybody
you're
give me a nature check to handle your
Oh
Oh.
God.
bird.
Does anybody here have that?
Oh, it's
Okay.
gonna be awkward.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be an awkward trip. That might add a day.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, Zara and Dolgrin don't have too much trouble with their birds, but Rylian and especially Victor are horrendously bad with their birds.
Oh dear.
So
This
anyway.
goddamn thing's never like me.
So the first day of travel, the Searcher, which I believe was Zara, give me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see.
I want to do aid, which doesn't that help
Yep.
someone else?
You can go ahead and also roll perception, Dolgrin, to see if you aid
Okay.
the Searcher. Well,
Is the searcher the one looking out for quicksand?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why I want to help. Oh,
Oh, that's
Okay, you did.
That's a crit, so that makes it a
The
37.
37. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
So during the day, Rylian doesn't scout any enemies, and your search doesn't turn up any sort of hazards. It is the first day of travel, so you guys don't really run into any problems, and you make camp pretty easily. The night is also uneventful. On day 2, let's have Dolgrin roll help before Mark rolls his actual perception.
Okay, coming in. Hop out. I don't think that's good.
That's I think it's just a normal fail, so it's just nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so on the second day, Zara does steer the party around some quicksand on day 2, around midday. Later in the day, when you guys are getting ready to make camp, Rylian, you notice some goblins, like a group of them, like a little war party of goblins making their way across the desert, and realize that if you make camp where you were about to, that it's possible they'll end up running across you. So you can either confront them now, or you can lead the party to kind of like make camp out of the way where they won't run into you.
Let's find somewhere else.
Okay, yeah, so you kind of...
Hey, but I want to kill some goblins.
Shut up. Let's get there without.
I want to
wasting
run
all
from
our
a fight.
resources.
Alright, so you have an uneventful night, and on the third day, you start traveling again, presumably with the same activities.
Alright, I'll roll. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm still grumbling. Should I kill some goblins?
And Zara's been remarkably quiet during the trip. She's normally like spouting off all kinds of tall tales and everything. She's actually been keeping pretty hush this time.
Mm.
Just kind of off in her own thoughts.
Dolgrin critted again, so that makes Zara's roll a 30.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Uh,
If I normal succeed, is it just +1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Alrighty. So
Should I kill some goblins?
We're complaining. Let's just get this quest over with.
I'm a dwarf. That's what I do.
Alright, so your search doesn't turn up any sort of hazards. Although while you guys are traveling, Zara, you spot something glinting in the sand. And it looks like it might be of some value. And upon closer inspection, it appears to be a deposit of some kind of a crystal or a gem in one of these like sandstones. That the wind has kind of blown the sand away from it, and it's been worn down to where it's accessible. With enough force, you might be able to break some of it off, and it could be worth some money.
Hey, did someone say force?
She was about to say Dolgrin, and then he like just slapped.
Hey, how about dwarf?
Mining? Yeah. Oh, I forgot you had the miner.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like yo, Dolgrin, and he like just blasts past like I'm already there.
All right. So yeah, solid. So you guys hold up for a bit. You give Dolgrin a few minutes with his pickaxe, and Dolgrin, you're able to bust most of it out of there pretty intact. So go ahead and add 400 gold worth of sun crystal to your inventory.
Nice.
Is that party loot or 100 each, or how do you want to separate it?
Let's just keep it in crystal form for right now.
So
But
party loot, I guess.
Party loot? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll need to find a place to sell it
You
and
got
everything.
it. We need to do a big self
Doesn't
session. before
Dolgrin
we
just
go.
have the bag if he wants to like just feed it?
Oh,
to
is it valuable?
Oh,
It's precious. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you could just feed it to
Oh.
the bag.
Bag hungry.
Okay, you just get 400 gold.
Alright, 100 each.
All right, works for me.
Do we want to do 50 each and put the 200 in the party loot to bring us up to the
Mm.
level where we could revive at a level 9 character?
What's the party limit at?
What is it at?
We're at like
The party-
1600.
It's at
It's a-
200 less than you'd need to revive a level 9 character.
We have regalia worth 50, so that's like 1750, and then we've got all this other junk we could sell. We're not like that far off.
Okay, so maybe just 100 each then in
Okay,
that
we
case.
can do that. That's fine.
Alright, sounds good. Aye, very fruitful.
Alrighty. No enemies on the horizon for Rylian on this day. And you guys make camp, and you have an uneventful evening. So, dawn of the 4th day, you guys start to travel. Now, because your animal handling was kind of botched, and also you stopped to do some mining and whatnot, you're not sure if you're going to get there today. It'll probably be more like early tomorrow. So, Dolgrin and Mark, make your rolls.
Alright, you got it. I'm coming in hot and heavy.
Nice. Wow.
Cool. 23, then, for Zara.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. So, yeah. You don't find any hazards or treasures on your trip. However, our scout here does see something interesting on the horizon. So you've got some guys that look to be traveling right now. Let's see here.
What kind of guys?
It's pretty far away. There's a bunch of like what looks like infantry in black armor, and a couple of them are decked out in like some pretty decent looking stuff. So like a couple of them are in this gear. There's like 3 dressed up like this, and then there's a handful, maybe a dozen infantry with them who are also in black armor, but not nearly as nice. More like medium armor with much smaller weapons for the infantry. So it's kind of like, yeah.
Hold up a hand and be like, whoa, 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 and I'll like turn back to the party, be like, looks like we got the Empire up there.
Well, at least it means we're in the right place. Unless we've gone way off our track and we're at the Empire proper.
Aye, do we take them out now before they get behind their walls?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Let's take them by charge.
If any of them get away, then they could alert the rest to our presence.
I thought the mission was to take out the monsters they were preparing to unleash, not the soldiers themselves.
We could
Aye,
just...
but the soldiers are gonna be protecting the monsters.
Are they? What if these are just some other random dudes?
it looks like a squad, and they seem to be traveling somewhere. They aren't heading towards you. They're kind of perpendicular to your path. So there's no real way for you to know where they're coming from or where they're going or what their purpose is.
Are they traveling in the direction that we're going, or opposite direction we're going?
Not really the opposite either. Perpendicular. You're
Right,
going
so we're
this
coming
way.
this way, and then they're
they're
going that way.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're not really heading towards or away from where you're going.
If we'd like to sabotage their efforts, we could follow them and shadow them, see what they're up to.
I think it'd be easier just to go up to them. If they're friendly, they'll talk, but if they're enemies, they'll fight us.
Are they sure as hell ain't gonna be friendly?
When was the last time you met someone friendly wearing armor of that color?
Well, I mean, I guess Crucible wasn't technically friendly, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, he does kind of remind me of that asshole.
Now I do want to kill him.
Aye, or we could attack them and keep a hostage.
if they are with the Obsidian Kingdom, it'd be best to eliminate them now. If you think we can, do you think they're outmatched for us, or?
Beats me. I've never fought one.
Can
All I
any
know
of-
is the
does any
Obsidian
of us-
Kingdom is a higher level zone than we've been to.
Does any of us have like history on like how well their troops are trained or anything like that? Does anyone have good history? I don't think history's a
Nope.
Mm,
We're the
Thing?
history's
dumbest
not a
party
role here.
possible.
No,
What is the
excuse me,
history
I have
equivalent?
12 intelligence.
Would that
Oh,
be
sorry.
would that be like society then?
Yeah.
Ooh, Victor
Zara,
got that.
Zara would be
This would
happy
be-
to roll
this would-
society.
This role would require expert society to attempt.
I've got trained. Darn.
Eh.
That is a mechanic that I am now introducing. That is Pathfinder 2. So far you've had roles that are untrained and trained, but Pathfinder 2 actually has like required trained, required expert, even required master or legendary, where you can't even attempt it unless you are at a certain rank. So this is a good example of that. It's a society role on this fucking on Mordor on the other side of the world that you guys have never visited in your lives. So like that would be expert.
Makes sense.
But
Yeah.
they're in where they're going, so they can't be too hard, or else the quest wouldn't be really for our zone.
Well, they've gotten quest
Jobs
levels
to kill
wrong
the
before.
monsters.
But they aren't good people either. They work for that dreaded dragon. I don't like him.
Yeah, they work for the same guy the dragon works with.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
in bed with each other.
Yeah.
If
Literally.
we think we could take them, we should take them out.
How many soldiers are there?
Okay, so there are 14 infantry in medium armor with shields and longswords, and there are 3 of these big dudes in full plates with enchanted great axes.
Rylian's gonna start sending a message to the rest of the party, like, "Hey, anyone know how strong this group of people would be?
Okay.
Let's see. Eris,
Does anybody in the party have expert?"
hang on. Eris got a skill
Society.
increase. Eris got a skill increase at level 9. I might have put it into society.
Here we go.
Let
Here
me
we
check
go.
just to see. Let's see.
Yeah, I got a skill.
Eris
but
is
I'm only
expert in
trained.
society.
Alright. I'll let Eris roll it, but at a penalty, because Eris can't actually see them. You're like trying to describe it.
Okay. It didn't give me the auto bonus thing, but
So Eris, from their description, you're pretty sure the big guys sound like dragoons, and you've read that they're like pretty dangerous, but you don't really have a good frame of reference. You definitely don't have anything like a level range, but in a very general sense, you know that dragoons aren't pushovers and like are pretty feared and dangerous. And with there being 3 of them, this would not be an easy fight, even if they didn't have like 14 more dudes with them.
in that case,
So like,
given our lack of
yeah.
caster support, I would lean more towards avoiding them and seeing if we can complete our mission without having to engage these folks.
Look, if we're gonna have a big fight tomorrow, we don't have any kind of like good out of combat healing or anything, too.
Excuse me.
I mean,
Out
speak
of
for
combat.
yourselves.
Zara's out of combat healing.
Yeah, well, it's not reliable out of combat healing.
Excuse me.
What?
I've got healer's gloves, I've got expert medicine, and I've got the 10-minute cooldown.
Oh, so you're as good as me. Still not very good.
I got a hot poker to mend the wound. No, you don't want the hot
helpful.
poker? Oh, okay.
I don't think anyone wants the hot poker.
Hot poker! No, okay.
No, I don't think so.
Alright.
Alright, let's steer clear of them, especially if Eris thinks they're really tough.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't roll high enough to get a level range, but in general, she's pretty sure they're called dragoons and are at least a pain in the ass.
If each one of these guys is as strong as us, then there's only 14 additional assholes.
Yeah, like they're gonna have lots of AC and health, and they're gonna hit really hard. They look like they probably have power attack. It's gonna be a bad time.
Tag opportunity.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have an attack of opportunity. It's gonna be a bad time.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
Probably the infantry all have attack of opportunity.
Well, maybe it'll make our fight tomorrow easier, seeing as they're sending some of their men out on a mission, and then they'll come back to their burnt villages and escaped creatures.
Well, we have to identify the stronghold first. And find it.
Maybe they'll all find some quicksand and die in it.
That's the other thing we could do is shadow them and wait for them to either be ambushed by something or start to fall into quicksand or...
Yep.
They probably got that all, like, looks like they've probably been here a while, so they probably got all of that, like, down pat.
And then what happens if they notice us following them?
And we dead. No, sorry, then we run.
Do they have sand striders, or are they just walking?
So they are walking. They are marching. They're very far away, so if they had some kind of active magical effect going or some kind of magic gear, you wouldn't really be able to tell. They're very distant. You're seeing like a bunch of little, teeny tiny little like humanoid figures.
I vote we avoid and try to complete the mission parameters without with as little conflict as possible.
I agree.
I don't like avoiding fights, but I agree.
Let's head forward then.
The goblins would have been a much smarter fight. Aye.
All right. Well, for the rest of the day, you don't run into any problems, and you're able to make camp. That night, while you guys are asleep and you're, taking shifts,
We wouldn't really be taking shifts.
Oh, I guess it's just Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
Victor's having a coffee break. Yeah.
So Victor, with your dark vision, you notice during your watch, this is like many hours later, you see another squad of these dudes. You're pretty sure it's a different one because this one has 5 dragoons.
Oh god.
But only 8 infantry, so it seems to be a different squad, and they're also traveling like away from where you're headed to, going kind of perpendicular, like off, like they're relocating or something.
Okay. Do I think that they're gonna like run into our camp or anything?
No, it looks like they're headed off the way the other guys were going.
Interesting. Victor will make note and tell
This is
everyone
like-
else when they wake
This
up.
is at like 3 a.m. that this happens. Yeah. So then, yeah, in the morning when everyone gets up, you can talk to them about it.
Would we have any sense of what in that direction is like a famous landmark in that direction? Can we do like that check where we roll to see if we know anything knowledgeable about the area on our like next day of downtime or something?
Oh, like the way that they're going now?
Mm-hmm. Like how I knew about the clouds and the mountains and stuff. Can I do that roll, but for local landmarks, maybe where they
Kind of geography. Yeah, if you're trained in nature.
Unfortunately, I'm not, but maybe someone here is.
If you're trained in society, you could also make a roll about man-made stuff.
Well, Victor has society.
Zara's
Nations
got society.
Borders.
Oh, crit,
nice,
nice.
Victor.
Okay.
Leave it to Victor to crit everything he does.
Yep. Crit with the brain sword.
Well, with that crit, Victor, you're pretty sure the way they're headed is out of the Barrens. If they kept going that way for like several days, it would take them out of the Barrens into the outer regions.
Oh. Like back home then?
Yeah, presumably. You're not, you don't know for certain. But it seems like they're leaving the Barrens. That's if they kept going and didn't come back, if it wasn't some kind of patrol or something.
Oh,
But if they if they beelined that way, they would leave.
Perhaps their assignment to the desert was temporary, as they would have to rotate troops out to keep them fresh. I imagine this climate takes a toll on anyone after a while, especially wearing armor that heavy. Right, Victor?
Yes. I can only imagine what it's like for the living.
I send the scared dogs fleeing back home. We don't need them here.
Well, we might have caught them in the middle of a troop rotation, which means this is an optimal time to complete our mission.
Alright, that'll be 2 less patrols. It'll just have a skeleton crew, hopefully, manning their creatures.
And we
Let's just
haven't-
hope they haven't moved the creatures with them yet. We might be too late.
We haven't seen any squads marching back the opposite direction.
And we haven't seen it in them like carrying around, guinea pigs or any kind of horrible things we're here to slay, right?
Do we know what kind of creatures we're after?
We do not.
Probably chinchillas. Hate those things.
God, bro.
Chinchillas! Chinchillas are adorable.
Vicious rabbits from hell with fangs!
Have you ever held a chinchilla? They're so soft.
Yeah, they're soft and sweet. They're too sweet and innocent for this world.
I've heard.
Yeah, to answer, I don't think we know what kind of creatures we're hunting, so maybe we are fighting, liver cute animals. Who knows?
Perhaps.
That's what the Empire uses. The
That's
evil
how,
bastards.
The war bunnies.
that's
Burden.
how they get you.
Mm-hmm.
There's like trolls, and then like Mordor made Mordor trolls. Imagine that, but bunnies. Like normally sweet little innocent, 8 foot tall, armored to the teeth, used for carrying siege equipment.
We take out the frontline bunnies, though, and behind them is like, oh god, they brought a badger!
The badger. Oh god. Hey, there won't be anyone left. Hopefully there's a challenge for me when we get there. I might just walk in and kill the Beastmaster and call it a day.
Well, the beasts
Either
themselves
way.
are what we're sent for. But however we neutralize the threat, I suppose.
Either way, we should probably get over there.
All right. So you guys begin your last day of travel. And as you travel, the terrain here becomes rather rugged. It's a lot rockier. It definitely feels like you're reaching the edge of the desert, but this time it's not by the volcano region. Beyond this, it seems to get much more like mountainous, but they're mountains that you don't know. They certainly look nothing like your homeland, Dolgrin. These are foreign mountains, jagged and spiky and crumbling. Like this is the outer regions beyond this border. And toward the end of the day, you finally crest a cliff to where you are at last overlooking what very much appears to be the Obsidian Fortress.
Zara would be like lying down at the top of the hill, just like peeking over it and like adjust her crafter's eyepiece and go, nope, this isn't for long range viewing. Apparently. Only good for close range magnification, I'm afraid. Doesn't seem to be any evident point of access, aside from the main gate.
Alright, do we have any way? Oh, we could have Victor climb and then lower a rope.
Good, it looks like they've got the top wall manned. Those look like ballistas.
So yeah, I mean, from this distance you can see ballistas mounted, but you can't tell if they're currently manned or not. Looks like it's possible. You don't have a spyglass, so...
What's the plan?
Any sign of creatures?
You don't see any sign of any creatures right now.
Are there any like sub buildings other than this one, or is this like the only structure?
This seems to be the only structure that you can see.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there's like a stable out front. Like, please put your exotic animals here. You just like walk up and
Sign that says petting zoo this way.
petting zoo. Yeah.
Poison the exotic animal food.
Yep.
Does not look like an easy approach. And if they've got more of those soldiers inside, we definitely can't afford a straight up fight.
You think the monsters will leave for training and stuff? You don't think they do all their training inside, right?
The monsters might be strong enough as it is. They might just be gathering more or letting them grow. The longer a monster stays alive, the more powerful it gets, after all.
Well, I mean, Freya trains Snowball all day. Got to keep him on his toes. Make sure he knows who's boss.
I could go in the back and I could dig my way through. Not the walls, like the rock underneath.
We don't know what's in the back, and digging a tunnel under that might take days, weeks, by yourself.
Aye, and you could help. I don't have another pick, but you can use your hands.
Victor could use his teeth.
Maybe we could sneak up to one of the sides. I could climb up and try to scout out, see how it looks.
Can't you like turn into a thing of bats and like fly your way over and scout?
No.
Oh.
Not all vampires can turn into bats.
My worry is that if we get seen trying to approach just one side of it,
we put the whole place on alert.
Yep. We're not exactly the sneakiest group of people, other than you.
I just worry if I go sneaking in there myself, if I get caught, then I mean, that's it for me.
Either I could sneak up and take a look, and then Victor could climb up and then lower the rope on the the least man side once we memorize the patrols.
Does there look to be any like elevated ground that we can get a better view from of like the top of the walls?
Not really. They built it on a hill.
They are the high ground.
Yeah, they do. It's over.
Yeah, they very clearly built it on the tallest thing around.
I might be able to get closer and message back if I can find a blind spot in their defense.
We could also just keep an eye on the gate and see if anybody leaves.
And then what?
It's not like we can clear that distance before we get spotted and sneak in that way.
Like I said, the creatures might leave.
If the creatures leave, that means they're going to attack. Most likely.
Or just for training.
Well, that would involve us remaining here a little while longer and just keeping an eye on it and seeing what kind of activity goes on.
Alright, do you want to do that?
I'm just saying, if we did that, that's what we go. Like, it's either that or Zara tries to sneak closer to get some more information. Those are the two options that I'm seeing. What do you guys think?
I think Zara trying to sneak closer is pretty risky, and I'm not sure what we could get out of it unless you actually scale the wall.
I'd be mainly looking for like a blind spot in their defenses where we could scale the wall without being seen.
It's up to you if you want to risk it.
I mean, I don't imagine I'd be getting close enough for their soldiers to come out, run out, and capture me and drag me back or anything. If I get spotted.
You could look around for animal tracks.
Yeah. If I get spotted, I imagine I'll be far enough away that they won't be able to stop me from fleeing.
Or do they shoot you with a blister in the back?
Can you disguise yourself as a goblin?
I can make disguises, but not that deep of disguise though.
What if you put in a really?
It would be less suspicious to see around here.
What if you put a really big nose on and then pretend to be Elder Knob Nose or whatever his face was?
Elder Schnoz, I think.
Elder Snodge, you could put a really big nose. That's the only thing they see. Like, that's Elder Snodge. There he goes to the guy.
Remember, these people are the enemies of the Jasper Kingdom, not allies. So I'm offering just to sneak closer and see if I can spot anything.
Alright, let's go for it.
Alright, in the meantime, you all keep an eye on the gate, see if there's any activity. I'll be in touch on the interface.
Alright.
Good luck.
So Zara's gonna
Alright.
slip out.
Keep an eye on the gate.
Yeah, when it comes to making a stealth check, I'll be using New Moon's stealth enhancement for that.
Cool. Yeah, so roll your stealth on your approach.
You could also make yourself look like a rock or something.
Yeah, like if
Don't
I
you have that armor?
like, I'll keep
Can't
an eye on like
move
the
like
ballistas
that, though.
and like yeah, I can. What I'll probably do is like make a bit of movement and then like turn into a rock. Like keep an eye out for any movement up there.
What is
and
this
then-
Pink Panther shit?
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
This-
If
Make
Solid
another-
Snake can
I
do
would
it,
like
Zara can
I
do
would
it.
like to play Kronk's theme song while doing this.
Okay. So you're gonna Metal Gear your way up there. You
Yeah.
still have to make a stealth check.
That's with New Moon's bonus already in there. So
Okay, you got it. Huh. So yeah, you kind of make your way up there a little bit at a time, When you get pretty close, the first thing you notice is the ballistas don't appear to be manned. And so finally you reach the wall, and so far you haven't seen anybody.
okay, I'm keeping away from the gate.
Yeah. Actually, not long after you reach the wall, you hear the gate opening.
Okay, am I on the same? Like I'd be aiming for this wall rather than.
Yeah,
rather than
you're
this
like
one,
over
so-
there. Yep.
Okay, I will turn into a rock.
Okay. Well, you can't see what's going on from where you are.
Am I
But-
able to communicate through the interface without breaking my disguise?
No, you can't do anything.
Okay.
Like, literally any action breaks it. The party can actually, from where the party is, you guys can also see the gate open. And you see another squad of dudes coming out. You see what looks like 5 of the dragoons with about 20 infantry leaving and traveling the way the other squads went.
What the hell's going on over there, you think?
Something's going on.
Unless it is just the changing of the guard, like you guys thought.
I doubt it. I think something else is at hand.
I wonder if they're needed more home than in this remote desert fortress.
I wonder if they're trying to expand.
What the hell are they even doing out in this fortress anyway? Like, it's in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know.
So after that squad is moved on, Zara will compose a message to the party. It doesn't look like the ballistas are manned. What do next?
You think she could
up
sneak inside?
Did we see the gate close?
The gate did close behind them, yes.
Wonder how many more of those guys are in there.
Hopefully not that many.
Seems like our timing is quite good though. Imagine trying to take this with all 3 of those squads back in the fort.
Well, a couple of those squads were coming from somewhere else. But I agree. At least those 20 dudes just left.
Zara will send another message saying we can, you all can try to sneak closer, or I can attempt to talk our way in.
I don't know how you would do that.
That'd be a sight to see.
Well, I can be very persuasive.
Do you think, this is a message to Zara, do you think we can make it if we try to sneak up?
Well,
Did you see any animal footprints on your way there?
did I?
Nope.
Yeah, does not look like they let the animals out, at least not since the last sand shift. Does not look like the ballistas are manned. Have I
Do you see anyone at all up there?
Did I see any like foot patrols on top?
Nope. So far, you haven't seen anyone at the top of the wall.
The top of the wall seems remarkably unguarded.
What if we all just walk our way up there, stand outside the gate, the second they open it, we just go inside?
Well, if they're opening it, someone's coming in or coming out.
I will fight our way through if they're coming out, and if they're coming in, we'll... don't know.
5 dragoons, Dolgrin, not 5 dragoons. The last
I
2
ain't
patrols
dragoons,
we've
but
seen have had 5 dragoons.
We don't stand a chance against an assault.
If Zara doesn't think there's anyone up at the top, maybe it is best if I try to sneak my way up there, just so I can get a better look at the facility.
Would a rope from the top reach the bottom? Like, how tall are the walls?
Well, the walls are pretty tall. They're like maybe 40 feet up.
Okay, so a 50-foot rope would be enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd like tie knots at intervals. We could probably shorten it to 40 feet with some knots for ease of climbing.
Alright, you guys stay here. I'm gonna head up.
You don't want us
Well,
to
if you're
come with
going
you?
up, we're gonna have to go with you.
Aye.
Unless you think you can open the gate by yourself.
I might.
We've seen Victor crit things like this.
I can climb, though. I can get up the wall super easily.
Yeah, he just has a climb speed.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We're coming with you.
Alright, you guys are making your approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Give me a stealth check.
Please,
That's gonna go
Lord.
well.
Ugh. That's not great.
Oh, pretty decent.
Brilliant. Zara is proud of you.
He is an unarmored man.
You guys reach the location where Zara is. You reach the rock. That is Zara. And no one reacts. You still don't see any patrols up top. There's no windows in the fortress. The gate's closed, so nobody saw you.
Victor, quit clanging your pots and pans together.
It's the armor, okay? I'm sorry.
I should have had a -2 because of the birthplate of command, I think. -2 penalty to stealth checks to hide and sneak. I assume that's one of those two?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a 19 then.
Well, you weren't spotted.
Okay.
Zara's looking around like, I am somewhat disturbed by their lack of security.
They must be running a skeleton crew.
And with all the people that have been leaving, it's possible.
Now that
They could be abandoning the fortress. For whatever reason.
we're close, Victor's gonna take a big old breath in his nose and try to smell anything, like any blood or other vampires.
You smell some blood. You smell some very old traces of like human blood deeper inside the fortress. You also smell a little bit of blood that you don't immediately recognize. It's the blood of some kind of monster, but you can't really
I do
identify
have
it.
Exotic beast lore.
Roll your exotic beast lore.
But does that include exotic beast smell? Ooh, that's a peacock blood. My favorite.
It smells like sandworm blood.
Oh, that we have encountered before. Mm.
But the fact that it's bleeding is interesting.
Mm.
Maybe they're running in like an underground sandworm fighting ring.
I'm gonna keep sniffing as I start to climb.
Are you
Okay.
taking a rope with you?
Yeah, I've got a rope.
Okay.
So you reach the top. As your hands crest the top of the wall, you brush aside a lot of dust and sand, and you climb up on top of the wall, and it's all covered in a thin veneer of sand. None of the ballistas have any ammo, and they all look like they haven't been manned for a while. On the interior of the wall, there is a small courtyard. The courtyard looks pretty barren. There are definitely some places here and there where it looks like there used to be weapon racks or something, but everything's been stripped out of the courtyard. There is a big metal hatch that seems to lead into the subterranean part of the fortress. That's where a lot of the smell you're getting is coming from. Is from the underground part of the fortress.
Okay. I'll type out a quick message to the party and being like, so far I don't really see anyone up here. It looks kind of abandoned. There's a hatch leading below, and that's where I'm smelling the sandworm blood. I'm gonna head down there. Do you guys want to join me for it?
I, of course, lower the rope.
Yes.
Victor will go over to the edge and throw the rope over.
Yeah.
And kind of I don't know, how sturdy does one of these ballistas look?
They're pretty sturdy.
Okay.
Yeah, they're mounted, so
He'll
It's a good thing to
tie
tie it to, yeah.
yeah, tie it around one
Are
of
we
the ballistas.
tying knots every so often on the rope? We got
Yeah,
we got
it'll-
extra rope.
I'll tie it to this back one.
cool.
I've got really good athletics, so I'll go up first. That way, maybe I can help someone up if
Okay.
they need me to. I'll
Yeah.
climb up.
Dolgrin, go ahead of Zara, and
Uh-oh.
Rylian go behind Zara. Oh my god!
Oh no.
Zara makes
Oh,
sure
dear.
she's not in the way if he falls.
I got this.
So you take 5 damage.
Oh,
You
Zara
fall 10
takes
feet.
takes a step back and says to Rylian, "You catch him! You catch him! You catch him!"
Nope.
oh. I know it's all that. Go another go.
I saw nothing. You are climbing with the utmost skill, Sir Dolgrin.
God.
Don't worry.
Well, you get up there because it wasn't a crit fail. So
That's all it
Hey,
took.
the rope was very dusty. And
yeah,
very sandy.
a 15 actually succeeded, but because it was a 1, it failed. It had to be a 1. That's the only way you could have possibly fallen.
Rylian?
You wanna go next?
All right, I'll go next then. Sure.
I got a fucking cat over
There's
here.
the cat. Yep. Oh, dang. Really, you killed it.
Rylian runs up the wall. Doesn't need the rope.
Yep.
Look, it was so cute.
Look at him.
Like Altair, where you somehow hold run go and you just somehow scale the Empire State Building and you're like, okay.
And Zara just shakes her head. It's like, fucking monks.
Alright, so you guys crest the top of the wall. It's all sandy, and I don't know, pretty much everything I said. The only footprints up here are Victor's.
Doesn't look like this wall's been manned recently. This is very odd. I'd think they would have patrols up here, or at least men on guard.
Do
I
we
love-
even need to be here? Could we just go?
Let's hope they're as good as fighting as they are at fort maintenance.
Zara's
Let's
gonna
go
Zara's gonna send a quick message to the rest of the party, updating them of their status, and notifying them that 3 squads have left the fortress and gone to an unknown direction.
Alright. So meanwhile, KL is studying his spellbook, and then his phone is just like, boop, boop,
Is it Spider
And he's
Girl
just like-
Bay?
fuck, no, it's Zara. I'm making a joke about the fact that Zara just keeps pinging everybody during the downtime.
Can I turn this thing off?
Can I turn the notification?
Eris sends a message back.
Shut up!
Yeah, Eris sends a
Turn my
message back
desk
saying,
not
"Dang it!
disturbed."
Every time I'm in the middle of a song, you all decide to message, and it messes me up."
Yeah, it's like the rest of the party's like doing stuff. They're all busy. Like
I'd like to think do not disturb is like poking yourself in the eye. Like, do not disturb.
So while
I
everybody
swear
else
to
is...
God, if you make me fuck up this potion and blow shit up, I'm gonna be pissed, Zara.
Meanwhile, Taft goes, "Thank you for your report. Carry on."
yeah, of course, of course.
All right, Victor, you want lead?
Mark does the interface equivalent of at everyone in a Discord server. People just getting pinged all the time by Mark's characters. Like Taft's like, we are going to bed now. Sincerely, Taft, and everyone's like, we don't fucking care. Shut the fuck up.
Alright, I'll start opening the hatch. Be very, cautious.
So it's not locked, and when you open it up, you immediately get blasted with the smell of monsters, of blood, of human blood, monster blood, sandworm. Definitely like old and new. This is definitely where it's coming from.
When's the last time this hatch looks like it's been used?
The hatch looks like it was used more recently. You can't exactly carbon date it, but
Right.
more recently.
There's not piles of sand all over it.
Right.
Alright, let's make our way down.
Victor will lead the way.
So, at the bottom of the stairs, you find yourselves in a long hallway lined with prison cells on either side. These cells have purple worms laying in them, and many of them are covered in whip marks, like they were being whipped, and there's dry purple worm blood on the walls and floors, like somebody was whipping them through the bars. A couple of them are actually dead, but most of them are still alive. At the end of the hall is a big pair of double doors.
Do we see a way to open the cells? Is there a door on each one, or...?
Yeah, they're barred cells that are locked, that have a keyhole.
Does it look like the doors swing open individually?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
If there are dead ones in there, I could attempt to harvest some of their poisons.
Well, they're piles of monster dust.
Yeah, they don't have the nice
They
weapon
despawn.
like they
Oh,
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Gotcha, right. That makes sense.
I could go put them to gentle rest to worm heaven.
Sounds like it might be a little loud.
I say we focus on our task, get that done, do it on our way
Hey,
out
isn't it
if
to
we
kill
have
the
time.
monsters? Aren't these the monsters?
Well, there might be a easier way than one at a time. There
I
might
get
be
a
other
big
people down
spear and I'll poke them to death.
I don't think these will be any threat.
Victor will go up to the big double doors and does he smell anything through them?
You're just kind of overwhelmed with the smell of worm blood now. It's just
Okay.
all everywhere.
I'll put my ear against the door. Do I hear any movement?
No, you don't.
Just don't
Alright.
tell Dolgrin to kick the door.
Is everything alright up there? Is it locked?
Shh.
Is it locked?
You try the door handle to see if it's locked.
Yeah.
Alright, when you turn the door handle, you hear a clicking noise, and the floor, the entire length of the hallway, splits along a seam down the middle, and it depresses about an inch, and then just flips open,
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
dumping the party into just a free fall into a shaft going down.
Zara hovers in the air for a half second and goes, "Oh, should have seen that coming." Pew!
Yep. So you guys, you fall, and you end up slamming into one side of the shaft as it kind of bends, so that you're at sort of an angle.
Okay.
So you're sliding down at like a very steep incline, and then you all get dumped out into some kind of a sand pit at the very bottom of this place. You just fall out of the ceiling, and you fall like 20 feet and land on the sand. So each of you takes 10 falling damage.
Zara, after kind of going, ow. Okay, note to self: when Victor touches a door, hold on to something.
Well, I did not see that coming.
Can't fall.
Okay. All right. Well, are you expert in acrobatics?
I am trained, so it's 10 feet shorter.
Okay, so you fell 10 feet and only take 5 damage. Also, Victor probably just heals that off in the next 12 seconds. So.
Well, I took it just in case,
Yeah.
we didn't instantly get put into combat. Yeah, if a minute passes, I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, well, not a minute.
Well, yeah, less than a minute.
Like 2 rounds, 12 seconds pass. Yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
I'm good.
You think they might have known we were coming?
Or it's just a trap.
Rylian stomps on the ground a little bit, expecting something to come, and he's like, anytime now.
You hear footsteps, and then you see a man emerge from a doorway way up one of the walls nearby. And he looks like this.
Upon seeing him, Zara just says to everybody else, this is very bad.
Who the hell is this guy?
So good to see you, Thunder. You must be Victor. The Houses of Blood are very interested in your death.
I'm sure they are.
Nothing personal. Of course. The ground begins to shake and rumble.
Oh, God.
And then a giant sandworm covered in whip marks all over its body, like lacerations and whip marks all over its face and body, comes out. And at first it's just wild, and it's flailing around until it catches sight of Carrion. And he, as soon as it makes eye contact with him, it actually whimpers and recoils at the sight of this man, and then it sets its sight on you guys, no longer wild.
Very, very bad.
It clearly is scared of him.
Oh, here we go.
Alright, let me see here.
You're a fool to think this will stop me.
Perhaps. Alright, roll initiative.
I don't know who you are, but I'm glad there's a fight.
God, this is so bad.
Oh, I rolled and I thought I had a crit. Jeremy, darn it. I want a crit fail from the worm. Get out of here, wormy boy.
I go before the worm. I'm happy about that. That's all I can ask for.
I'm missing somebody.
Yeah, Zara. Ah, womp. Oh, I go even after the worm. Jesus. Oh, man.
Alrighty.
You could hero point reroll your initiative if you wanted to.
Same could be said about you.
I mean, I don't care.
Nah.
I don't care that much.
The fucking... the worm rolled a 1.
I didn't even crit fail and I'm going last. What's up with that? Is it like a crit fail rule where whoa, you're really at the bottom?
Alright, let's go. Rylian, why don't you start us off?
All right. So do I need to be like here to attack the worm?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Okay. Let's see. I've got 40-foot move.
If we could get the flank started, that would be good.
Let's
Got a flank on
get
this
the
thing.
flank started.
That'd be a hard sell.
Let's get the flank started over here. He'll move there. He'll take his stance and he'll flurry of blows. So first attack.
I thought we took this quest so we didn't have to fight the ancient sandworm. Here we are, ancient sandworm, everybody.
30, and then second attack. 27.
Miss.
All right. Well, it takes 18 bludgeoning and 4 electricity damage, and it needs to make a con save or fort save.
A con fort.
Oh god.
It's all right. It's all right.
20
Jesus.
28. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Noted.
Alright, Victor.
Well, I cannot get into a flank with one action, so I'm just gonna move up to here, actually. Elsewhere there. I guess there's no grid here. I'm trying to make sure I'm adjacent to him. I think I am.
You're good. You can hit him from there.
I'm adjacent to Rylian.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. And then I will just normal attack. And put my shield up.
Alrighty. The giant purple worm will attack Victor.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Did I miss?
That's
So
a
lucky.
That's a crit fail? What?
Oh no!
That's my AC with my shield up.
This guy's
So
not
it's a
gonna
normal miss.
He's not gonna miss. Holy god.
Wow.
This is so
That's
bad,
our highest
guys.
AC character. What the hell?
This is so bad.
Guys, we didn't bring a fucking healer.
Nope. Kill it quick.
God.
It's
So-
a damage rate.
Second attack on Victor is 28!
Oh god!
It missed again!
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
It's a good day.
Wait, you actually put the -5 in there? How'd you do that?
That
They
was-
added it. They added it to monsters.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It's so convenient.
Oh, cool.
And now its final attack will also be on Victor because it's just getting frustrated. I actually missed 3 times. It has a plus 28 to hit!
That feels bad. That feels bad, man.
I missed 3 times! Jeremy is running this worm! It's the Jeremy worm!
It's
Anywhere.
inherited. It's inherited taps luck
I'm
from
making
last
all
session.
these rolls.
Jeremy worm!
It's inherited taps luck from last session.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking put someone on the ground next turn,
Oh
though.
god.
Oh god,
Zara.
love
I believe it. Oh god.
It's coming. I'm gonna crit somebody next turn.
So let's see. I have to be able to reach that square right there. Is that right?
Yeah,
That one's
dirt's
done.
fine. Dirt is acceptable.
Okay, then Zara will step. Let's see. Oh dang! Since I don't have weapons drawn, I can't apply poison to a weapon while I quick draw it. I can't apply a weapon and a poison and then quick draw. Dang. Okay. I will quick draw throw New Moon at it.
Okay.
Bonk. Ooh.
That hits. Does not crit.
Okay. No poison damage. No sneak attack damage either, actually.
Okay.
And then last action, I will apply poison to New Moon to ready for my next attack.
Cool. You guys notice right away that the amount of damage you've done to it is a lot more than you might have expected for its size. It seems to be pretty injured, like all of the whip marks all over its body. It's what is the term? Is it drained when your max HP is lower? Yeah. So this thing is pretty heavily drained. Its max HP is way lower than it should be. Because you can only hit it like twice. Alright, Dolgrin.
Alright, I'm gonna rage and then move, is that an alright spot?
Yep, you can flank there, yeah.
Alright, I'll rage, move, strike. I'm just gonna use my reroll. I'm just gonna get out of the way.
Okay.
That's so much better. Thank you. Alright, that's my turn.
Used all your good rolls on your perception checks earlier.
I did. I sure did.
Alright. So Carrion says, I'll leave the rest to my loyal assistant. Zara! And as he's turning, acquiescence. Kill them.
Zara stares up at him for a moment and kind of blinks for a moment and then nods.
Yep. Her eyes kind of glaze over when he says acquiescence. Alright, Rylian.
Rylian looks over to Zara and is like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And he just punches the worm. Alright, looks like we gotta take out Zara here too.
Oh god.
So, flurry of blows. 30. Second attack. 18. One hit.
Yep. I'm gonna use the fascinated icon for what's happened to Zara.
That looks new. I haven't seen that icon before. Oh
yeah,
god, there's a lot of new icons.
I added a new set of icons that are all named after all the conditions.
You can add icon. What? That's awesome.
So if you look, every condition in Pathfinder 2 has an icon now, and they're all named.
That's awesome.
I did have one for. Oh wait, there is one for controlled. You're not fascinated. Where's the one for controlled? There is actually one that's named controlled.
It's the skeleton man.
Yeah.
Third row down.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
'cause he's like a little puppet.
The puppet. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There you got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So every condition in the game has an icon now. So.
That's awesome. You're amazing, man.
Aw. All right. So 26 damage. There we go from Rylian.
God, I'll just attack again. Minus 10. 20 misses, and then he'll take a defensive stance.
Yeah. So Zara is clearly completely controlled now, and the effect does not seem to be temporary. So you're not really sure.
It's very clear that she's controlled.
Yeah, she's aggressive. Yeah, she's clearly being mind controlled or something, some kind of mental conditioning or something. Yeah.
Guys, focus on the worm. I'll try to knock Zara out of this. Victor will move up. Be like, we don't have to do this. We're all friends here. But I'm gonna have to knock you out, I think. So brace yourself.
Gonna give you a little bump on the head. It'll be all right.
I don't think that hits her.
Zara would have applied her nimble dodge to that. Still would have missed. Either way, so that misses.
Yeah. And that raised my shield.
Alright, the worm is now going to attack Jeremy!
No, no,
boy.
Jeremy, Bear, no!
Piece that hits, not a crit.
This is so bad.
Now I'm gonna hit Dolgrin with a stinger.
Uh-oh!
Please no.
Ooh!
Is that with the...
That's with.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
it's included now.
Wait,
Now I'm gonna hit...
Wait, was that his third attack?
No, his second.
Oh, right, the 27 was a damage. Gotcha.
Two.
Now I'm gonna hit Jeremy! Again!
Oh!
God.
God.
Well, alright, not a crit.
Damn, that was almost a crit, though.
So bite, tail, tail.
Damn.
31 damage, my god.
Alright, Zara.
Okay. Zara...
You are compelled to kill your
Oh
party.
yeah, Zara is going to quick draw her silver short sword and swing it at Victor.
Silver!
Yikes.
Victor sees that, he's like, "You bitch!"
I think that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
8.
Only 8. You can just shield block it,
Yeah, I'm gonna shield block it.
so it just doesn't do anything.
Oh, I like the skeleton.
It's not. It's a puppet.
Then Zara will move here.
Attack of opportunity. Cut her head off.
You already
Yeah,
shield
I already shield
Oh,
blocked.
bummer. Alright, cut her off head next time.
And then throw New Moon at Dolgrin.
What's that? What did I do to you? I didn't even do anything.
Is Dolgrin flat-footed to this?
I can't be flat-footed. I am Barbarian. Hear me roar.
No,
Yes.
it's not.
Okay. Sorry, I rolled that as first attack. This is second attack, so that's a 29.
Hit.
Okay, no sneak attacks, but it does have the poison damage.
Why does Mark only roll well when he's trying to kill us?
So,
Oh, 11?
it's it doesn't. Yeah, it's 9 plus
9
6
pierce.
or 2 poison. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
11.
11.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, Dolgrin.
I owe that for, laddie. This isn't good. And I'm gonna attempt to lock eyes with Rylian. Like, we need to kill this thing.
You're the worm crew.
Are you feeling
I'm feeling pissed.
Are you feeling pissed?
I'm
All
feeling
right.
real pissed.
Feel free to get some gameplay mechanics for your anger as
Excellent.
I sheer rage.
Share rage, also known as invite to play League of Legends.
Just invite, play League of Legends, and then I feel like it's better to just hit it with my axe and breathe fire on it. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just do a good old-fashioned axe attack. Oh, actually, 35. That's pretty good. I think I hit it.
Yeah, you'll hit him.
31 damage.
Boom.
Okay, and then second attack. I don't need to put any minuses because it already has the -5. Yeah, so it's nothing.
This thing is so heavily drained, and it needed to be. Like, you don't want to know how much health it had before it was tortured.
God. Oh god.
Before it was tortured for like weeks. Yeah. Alright. Rylian.
Alright, we are gonna punch away.
You had your temporary hit points, right?
How much temp HP do I get?
Con plus level.
Con plus level, so 3 plus 8, so
11. Yeah.
Alright, first attack.
I didn't hear you say the magic words though, but that's okay.
What magic words?
I love gold dragons.
Oh, that's not a requirement.
Okay. It's not.
But you can't say gold dragons suck.
No, that's a requirement.
Prerequisite.
So
It is
that
flanked. It's
missed,
flanked.
Probably.
I think it's almost, yeah.
Do I
That-
want to re-roll that? I think I want to re-roll that.
Okay. Hero point it.
Okay. Worth a
Good
shot.
roll. Good roll.
Second attack. 30 flanking.
Ooh.
That'll hit.
So this
Don't forget the
is
extra 2.
forceful and the extra 2. I've included the extra 2 in the macro. But forceful would be another 3 damage on top of that.
So 24 total.
Correct, yep. And then I will battle medicine myself. 20, just barely hitting the DC, so
Woof.
yeah, plus 10.
Roll 3.
Whoa.
Fucking 3.
Alright, so I heal
Yeah.
myself for 21. And then I'll take a defensive stance.
Alright, Victor.
Not out of my reach. Move up and attack.
Miss.
Okay, I have rolled 24 3 fucking times. I'm re-rolling it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Nimble dodge, by the way. AC you gotta reach is 28.
God damn it.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah, first
Put my
attack
shield
against
up.
Zara. Like, her
Victor's
reaction's
heart is
gonna
not
be used
in
on
it.
her nimble dodge.
Victor's heart, his heart is not in it.
Victor doesn't
Alright.
want to kill Zara.
That's
Alright.
right.
Giant worm. Let's see what you got. Hey, Dolgrin.
Why me?
Why not?
Oh!
Why not?
God! Oh, jeez.
1 out of
My-
78.
God.
Why not 78 damage?
Okay.
Why not?
Oh.
Oh God!
Why not?
This is happening.
Now we're gonna stinger Jeremy. Hell,
Not a crit. Wait. Shit! It's a crit because of rage.
Oh no!
At least you have temporary hit points.
Oh God! All right, so that's 11. It's a total of what? God. Okay. 58 minus 11.
47.
47.
Ow.
and then it body slams Victor.
Whoa. Hey, it technically doesn't know that
This is-
she's the ally, right? So it could hit Zara.
All right, Zara.
Zara is going to move there.
You take 3 damage and you're still bleeding.
Attack him up.
You cannot attack of Zara because she has the mobility feat.
Whoa, what?
And she will attack Rylian.
Half your
If you-
speed or left.
Yeah,
Have your spirit
half
left,
your
get
speed.
back.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't use half my speed. You're right. So my reaction would be on. I'd already. Yeah, I'd use my nimble dodge if. Yeah, I'd use my nimble dodge on this. So you got to make a 28.
You use nimble dodge on his miss.
Yeah.
Oh, you get it back though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Start
that's
of the-
my
Okay,
turn.
so that's
I'm
miss.
leaving. If I roll another 24, I fucking win. That's not fair.
That was a different number.
Swinging.
The other
new,
one was 25.
Swinging new moon at Rylian.
Okay.
It's a miss.
Ooh.
All right, will that be it?
Yep, that's it.
All right, Dolgrin.
Okay, hold on.
Victor might just need to go power attack the worm. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna hit anything. Apparently.
Zara's very nimble.
I'm gonna use an action to drink a potion.
Mm.
Oh.
I heal 116 hit points.
Did you? So hang on, you're releasing one hand, drawing the potion. So,
I mean, I have it readied.
but it's still an
Yeah,
action.
it's actually hanging around his neck. It's the invested item, so he doesn't have to draw it. So
Oh,
it's actually only an action to drink.
Action to
and an
drink, action to regrip, and then I'm gonna hit it. Let
Yep,
me mark,
that
let me mark-
works.
Cool.
I only drank 80%, so let me just mark that.
Okay,
so I don't forget.
80%.
Yeah.
That's his downtime
Yeah,
potion.
that's his downtime
Yeah.
sink. When he's not out
Use-
mining coal.
It's
That's
the
right.
healing version of the mana potion.
When he's not out
Yeah.
there digging up his black dirt.
He does have to invest it. So.
God, my hat.
Yep.
God.
All right, brilliant.
Alright.
All right, Rylian's gonna be like, "What the fuck, Zara?" And he's gonna flurry of blows her.
Oh, okay. Deal with Zara first.
I've already used my reaction, so AC's 26. That hits.
31 and 27, so 2 hit.
Wow. Yeah,
See
those
if we
both
can
hit.
put Zara down.
All right, so that's 22, and then another additional 3 on the second attack would make it 33.
So
And did you add rage on both strikes?
Yeah, it's included.
Okay.
The fifth or so 22 and 33 is 55.
Yep, I took
Yeah.
it.
Oof.
All right, not quite.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
He does not
You gonna
respond.
try to put her down?
I'm going to try.
Maybe the worm will bring her down for us.
Give me a sec here. I want to look at something.
That was just one action, right?
That was just one action, yeah.
Why can't you roll that well against the boss?
I don't know. I think I would have only hit the boss once, though, so it didn't really
I
matter.
guess so.
Okay, so that's...
No, those would have both hit with flanking.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you're gonna have to deal with
Alright,
Zara
two
eventually.
actions.
Hang on, Zara's attack of 24 wouldn't hit you with flanking, would it?
No, not even close.
alright,
I have 29 AC.
Ah, gotcha. Alright, cool. That seems to be the thing to
He's
go around.
actually tanky as fuck.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Cool.
Okay. So this could be 2. I'm trying to see how much my Key Blast would do while heightened. It's 2d6 normally, heightened to 3d6 with 1 action. That does not seem likely to knock out Zara, so I will
7
use
health?
2 actions. Well, I mean,
got
you
7
have to
health.
fail the fort save too. Alright, so I'm gonna cast a Key Blast at 2nd level, or with 2 actions. So this will be 4d6 to Zara. Really? That's it? Level 4. What spell level is this shit? This is...
Hashtag new monk moves.
Yeah, no kidding. This is a 4th level Key Blast? I need to double check what level this is base.
What level are you? The base level's 3. What level is your
Base level's
character?
3. So I am level 8, so this would be a 4th level Key Blast.
So it's gonna be 5d6 because if you use 2 actions to cast it, it's 3d6 and it increases by 2d6.
By 2, yep. Alright, so
So 5.
5d6. This is a fort save from Zara. DC is... Oh,
Not bad.
okay.
I'm gonna use my
DC's
hero point to
24.
reroll it.
That would make sense, yeah. I think you should.
Nope, didn't matter.
Ooh.
Okay.
Alright, Zara takes 16.
Alright, Zara's down.
Thank God. Get her out of here. Feed her to the worm.
And she flies back 10 feet for what it matters.
Alright. Oh. Okay.
So is Zara dying 1, or was there some way that you did that non-lethally?
No, it's not non-lethal.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd be dying 1.
Zara is dying 1.
And her turn gets moved to before Rylian.
Mhm.
Alright, that was your whole turn, right, Rylian?
Yep, that was it.
Alright, Victor. It looks like the Zara situation's been addressed.
Okay, I'll move there and attack the worm.
Alright, I'll let you
Just-
flank from there. That's fine. Whoa,
She's like,
But
we're moved.
It's just a normal attack, not a power. Oh.
Ooh,
Okay.
is that crit?
You crit it.
nice.
Yeah. So 24 damage. There we go.
And raise my shield.
she's like the Winter Soldier without a cool arm.
What?
I'd say
don't
more like Captain America with my shield,
No, it's
but
like the-
okay.
No, Zara.
Zara.
Zara's like the
Oh,
Winter
Zara.
Soldier, but without
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
with the Echo, Foxtrot, train car, Saran wrap. Whatever it was.
Yeah, he did seem to keyword her, and she had some kind of like conditioning. All right. Worm is going to attack. We're gonna attack the fighter. We're gonna attack Victor because he crit it, so that makes sense.
Ow.
Probably 27.
27. Yeah, okay.
Followed by a stinger on Victor, which will hit for
Ooh.
30 more.
Ooh.
Oh.
No shield block on either of these.
No, I'm waiting.
All right, next one misses.
You take 5 bleed damage and you're no longer bleeding.
Okay, thank you very much. I like how you said you, like it's me, Zan.
I'm gonna poke his name with my sword. Bleed! Bleed!
It is I, Zan, the sandworm.
The Zandworm.
The Xander.
Ah.
Alright, time to hit you again.
That's me.
Hit
This is, my,
Zan.
this is my character. This is my self-insert. The giant sandworm is my
The
self-insert.
tortured
The
Sandworm.
tortured sandworm.
Oh my
Oh,
god, another
nice.
crit!
Nice.
Well, that
Damn.
crit! Bam!
Woo.
58 damage, you sandworm nerd.
And a good try.
Alright, Zara, give me a death saving throw.
Okay, let's. This is just a D20.
Flat check against. Do you have Die Hard or any of that
No,
kind of
she
shit?
does
Or
not.
do you have toughness?
I don't think she does.
Alright, that's.
Or her health would be higher.
I think that's a pass because the DC is not. Is the DC. Let me see. The DC
Pretty sure
is
it's 9 plus your dying level?
9 plus dying, so I think she's
9 plus dying, so that'll do it.
Okay, cool. So, Zara, is it stabilized then?
You'd stabilize, yeah.
Okay.
Unless. Let me check something really quick. It's.
The worm's just like
Here we
bouncing to the beat.
No, the DC is 10 plus dying.
Ah.
It's 9 plus dying if you have the toughness feat.
Oh shit. Oh, that's a
Zara
failure
is
then.
dying too then.
Yep. Yeah, it's a recovery check. It's 10 plus dying. That's one of the things toughness does for you, in addition to health. Alright, so you're dying too. Rylian.
Alright, Rylian's gonna beat the shit out of the worm.
There's a symbol for dying. Let me see. Here it is. There. There's an icon for every condition in the game, including dying.
You're
Yeah.
amazing.
Aw.
35,
That'll hit.
17.
That'll
So it's
miss.
21, 25 damage. Third attack for a 27.
Oh, there's
with
even
flanking.
shield raised for you, Victor. Look at little shield raised.
There is,
icon.
in
Wait,
fact.
what? There's a shield raised.
Nice!
You should actually put that up. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am. Where is it? I'm looking for
First,
it.
right first row under the X.
It's under
Or
the
second
X.
row
The
under
shield
the-
with an arrow up.
That's
yeah, it's
awesome.
like your shield is up. Yeah.
This is,
That's
cool.
cool.
This is really cool.
The 27 hits because of flanking.
Alright, for 22, 24, 30 damage. That's
Whoa.
forceful.
30?
Yep.
Wow. Oh, and the rage, yeah.
Third attack.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
And
power
then I will
attack.
take a defensive stance.
Oh, I thought you were done. Oh, okay.
Alright. Defensive stance will also be the shield raise.
Basically the same thing.
It's basically the same thing, yeah.
Alright, power attacking.
Nice!
Oh my god, is that another crit?
So that whole crit, yep.
Oh, wow.
You definitely kill the hell out of it.
Oh, nice.
As the thing goes down, Victor's gonna, like, yell out and be like, "Is that all you got?" Oh, I got points.
Rylian will go over to Zara and be like, "The hell's wrong with you?" And he'll patch up her wounds to try and stabilize her. Or help with the stabilization anyway.
Tie her up first. Victor will come along with rope. I don't know how long she's gonna be.
Well, I'm
Like
not going to
that.
heal her just yet. I'm just trying to make her not bleed out.
Alright, so you're gonna stabilize her.
But she's already stabilized. So I
No,
guess
I'm not. I'm dying too.
Oh, because you failed. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and make the medicine check for it or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly
I think
how stabilized
it gives
I
me
am.
another death save, I think. Or
Let
something.
me check here. Administer first aid. Attempt a medicine check on a creature. The DC is 5 plus their recovery roll DC, which is 15 plus their dying value.
I can just cast stabilize as a spell. There's no roll required. Stabilize.
Oh.
Oh, yeah! The random acts of kindness.
because of the merciful weapon.
Yep.
Okay, so using your merciful weapon, you cast stabilize. Yeah, normally it would be a DC 17 medicine. Yeah,
Which I can't fail without a 1, but if I failed, it would really suck.
yeah.
Or
Random acts of kindness.
Shut up, Mike.
Gosh.
Okay.
Who the hell was that guy? Where the hell are we? Where did he go?
So Zara stabilized. Is she conscious?
No.
Not yet. You're still 0 hit points. They've not healed you to any more than 0 yet.
We could tie her up and I could battle medicine her or something.
After 1 hour, you regain 1 hit point, I believe, just from being I'm pretty sure that's the rule. If you rest for an hour, you get a hit point if you're at 0. So it's up to you if you want to spend resources or not.
I could do a medicine check in 10 minutes too.
Yeah.
If you feel safe staying where you are for 10 minutes.
Right.
I'll just carry her. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll pick her up, throw her over my shoulder.
So you don't see an immediate exit. There's the door 20 feet up the wall that Carrion was standing in. And then the ceiling is open where the pitfall was. So
we could have Victor climb back up the pitfall, lower a rope, and then one of us could go up. The other one could like tie Zara, and then like drop the
lift
rope
her
down
up.
again, and then go up.
Would I potentially be able to carry Zarya up? Zara?
Zara.
You had an extra
Oh my
eye in
God.
When have I ever made
yeah.
a character with a 5-letter name, please?
Yeah, I'll allow this sequence of events to pass without trouble. You can send your climb speed guy up, send a rope down, go through the rigmarole of like getting everybody back up there.
Okay.
Once you get up there, I guess you would kind of get up onto the stairs because the hallway floor is still open.
Oh, were we not going up to the doorway where the what's-his-face guy was at?
No, we were gonna go up the way we fell down. Did we want to go up the other way?
No, it doesn't matter to me. I just thought that's what we were doing.
All right. Well, once you get up there, yeah, I mean it's whatever you want to do. You could also go to the doorway he was standing in. It doesn't matter.
I wanted to go back the way we came because I still want to kill these little things.
Yeah, makes sense. So you're not really sure how to close the hallway floor. So you guys are kind of like all on the staircase now. The hallway doesn't have a floor, which makes it a little bit awkward.
Yeah. Well, I have Dragon Breath still. Can I like Dragon Breathe on a couple of them there within 30 or however big the cone is?
Not really, because you're going around a corner. Your breath can't really go out and then divert into a jail
Just
cell.
walk on the ceiling or something and stab them from the outside.
Yeah, maybe. You're not sure if your sword's gonna reach them in the back of the cell, though, going through the bars.
Can I climb on the door and like try the knobs and see if like the other one or whatever puts it back?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So when you head over to the door, you find that the knob you turned, you can actually turn it the opposite way, and it clicks and shuts the floor. It's not a door at all. The door handle is basically like a mechanism.
Interesting.
So you just turn the door handle the other way, and the hallway floor closes back up and latches.
Why do we even have that lever?
It seems like it was clearly made for you guys.
Does anyone know who the hell that guy was, by the way?
Do we recognize him at all? Just like in character?
You
Do we ever
definitely don't. You've never seen him in your life. Apparently associated with the Obsidian Kingdom, but you're not
And apparently
really sure.
Zara is his apprentice.
Did he smell like a vampire?
Nope, he did
Okay.
not. He called Zara his loyal associate. Or assistant or something like that. Yeah.
Can I tie a rope to a javelin and just try to javelin these things?
If only someone here had a
Yeah.
returning
Harpoon.
weapon.
Yeah. You definitely can. Like one at a time. You
I will
kinda,
find very creative ways to murder these things.
You go
if I need to.
fishing for
Don't worry.
worms,
Okay.
and you're able to genocide the tortured
Perfect.
worms. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it seems very much that the fortress has been cleared of monsters and also of people. It's basically abandoned.
Okay, job done. Let's get going. Let me carry Zara because I actually have a pack mule feat, which lets me carry an insane amount of bulk. So
Be my guest.
my encumbrance maximum is 14.
Can't have your axe readied while you're carrying Zara, though.
That's right. I'll drop her if I need to.
Alright.
I won't feel a thing. I won't be bothered.
So let's take a little break here.
Okay.
Alright.
As you guys exit the fortress, you still have to get back home. So
Can we at least open the gate from the inside so we don't have to like lift an unconscious body up and over a wall again?
you can do that for sure.
Perfect.
We could also maybe rest here.
That seems like a terrible idea. Rest in the enemy
Wall.
fortress? I mean, true, but
Abandoned. There's nobody here.
maybe. I mean, it seems bad, but I guess if we're the ones in control of the gate, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, nobody's coming in.
How do we know the guy won't sneak back in and abduct Zara or something?
We don't. We don't even know who that guy was.
I mean, I guess that guy could just do that if we were in the middle of the desert. He could sneak in and grab Zara, right?
Right?
Do we want to rest here?
Badly,
How late in the day is it, Sans? Like, is it near the end of the day?
Yeah, it's pretty late in the day.
At the very least, we should let Zara wake up before we leave.
By the setting here, it looks like the sun is setting. Oh wait, no, that's another planet.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's a small moon. I guess, yeah, I mean, if no one's here...
I mean, Overworld has 3 moons of
Mhm.
different sizes.
Oh.
Or 2. Does it have 2? It has 2 moons, I believe. One's a lot bigger than the other one. Whatever. Anyway.
And
You
it
don't know
lets
what
the other
you don't-
moon know.
You don't know what the solar system is like in this
Yeah.
campaign.
None of us took proficiency
Yeah.
with astrology.
Yeah. Alright, so what are you guys gonna do? You're gonna travel for a bit and then just make camp? Like, get away from the fortress and make camp?
I say
Yeah.
we at least take 10 minutes to like heal up
Okay.
a little bit.
Let's still take a real life 5-minute break,
Okay.
Okay.
regardless. So I will be back.
All right, BRB.
BRB.
Burb.
Hello, hello. Sorry, what? Oh. I'm listening to you now. Okay. I want to know what you heard you say.
Cool. Oh.
That was a long time coming.
Yeah, I had hoped to put up a bit more of a fight, but we brought like all of the strongest fighters from everybody else's array. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Had my stakes ready and everything.
Oh God. Actually,
Oh god. So, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Trader Scum?
I just put the funniest thing in the world in random, so you should check it out.
Congratulations, Zara. The party hates you now.
In the world, you say? That is
It's pretty good.
Alright.
It's like exactly my type of
God,
humor.
it's JoJo. Of course, it's JoJo.
It's exactly my sense of humor. Fucking love it.
It's like fucking Tom and Jerry given anime form.
It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, yeah. Tom and Jerry.
It's beautiful.
The hell?
There is something about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure being applied to almost anything that's immediately pretty funny.
Mhm.
And it's like so recognizable immediately too.
It is, because it's such a unique style. It's so well done. Like, it's just beautiful.
Unpause?
Okay.
I'm guessing Victor would be full health.
Yeah, you would. So you guys are taking 10 minutes to do like recovery medicine checks and shit, I guess.
Get Zara on her feet.
If you want to do that.
I
Definitely.
tie her hands and legs, like behind her back,
Mm-hmm.
before
Yep.
doing so. Now, guys, she might lie to us when she wakes up.
She's probably going to.
And a lie about what?
Zara never lies.
About being our friend. I don't know.
Well, I guess we can just hope that she would give us some insight on this. I don't know if I can trust a comrade who can just be taken over and will literally stab us in the back.
That's if she's back to normal when she wakes up.
If she's not, I say we knock her out again, just take her back to the guild and have them do what they want with her.
Seems fair. Couldn't help but notice the fact that she didn't say a word while she was like that, though.
Yeah. It sucks. Well,
Alright.
She's definitely gonna have to sit the Obsidian Kingdom arc out. Can't have her roaming around there. Think of how much ground is going to be in the tundra. Reverse that, and that's going to be Zara with the Obsidian Kingdom. We'll let you like do the dishes, maybe.
Alright. Zara gets...
That's a lot.
4d8 plus 10. Alright, Zara gets 20 back and is now conscious with her hands and legs tied.
Okay. Yeah. And when Zara is like woken up from consciousness, it's like kind of winces a little bit, kind of like looks around to everyone and just sighs like, "Is everyone all right?"
Yeah, no thanks to you.
You throw a dagger at me, and I don't even know what I did to deserve it.
I'm
now
very
what
sorry.
was that?
Oh,
And I know you like to tell stories. If I think you're lying to us, I will punch you in the face.
believe me, I am incapable of lying right now. The pain in my head just it's like you have claws just scraping the inside of your skull. I can't put my hands in front of me with that.
Rylian, what did you do to her? You wouldn't like, scratch her brain?
You're so dramatic, Zara. You act like you've never been punched before.
It wasn't the punch. This was... it's like I saw everything happening before me, but I couldn't stop it. I wanted to stop it, but I couldn't. It's just the claws in my skull just driving me forward.
So, some kind of manipulation then?
Oh, very perceptive, Victor.
What did he say before he said something to you and then you went all secret agent on us? What was that about?
Here. It was not at all my intention. I didn't know we'd be walking into anything like this.
Well, you better start spilling it.
Oh, if only it were that easy. The truth doesn't come naturally to me, as I'm sure you're aware, but the way I see it, truth is just an excuse for a lack of imagination.
You have a problem.
Oh, yes.
Serious.
I'm very aware.
I'd like to thank my fans, my mom and dad, the association.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh man, that was on a roll too. Oh god.
Do you not remember then? Is that why they
No,
let you still live?
That's the worst part. I remember everything. Whenever I... there. That.
Alright, so let's start with who that guy was, huh?
Again, if only it were that easy.
I thought you said you remember. Victor, get the punch ready.
No, I remember, but whenever I... there it is again!
It seems to onlookers as though Zara physically cannot speak about certain subjects.
Can you write it down or draw like a picture?
It's not that easy.
Was that guy like a friend of yours or something before?
Can you nod yes or no?
Just stares at Dolgrin.
Is there anything you can say? He told me that the houses of blood would want me dead, so he's got some kind of correlation with them.
It would seem that way.
They are the noble houses of the Obsidian Kingdom.
I just need a moment to clear my head, gather my thoughts, catch my breath. I'm a little lightheaded for the moment. Can I have some water?
You get water when we get answers.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Aye, playing it tough. I like it. Good job.
Just spray her in the face. She deserves it.
Even that
The
would be
geyser.
immersive.
Unleash the geyser.
Okay.
The geyser.
Ready.
Unconscious again because it does a million damage.
We just waterboard Zara.
Here's what I can tell you. I can't rub my temples. Can somebody rub my temples?
I'm not rubbing your temples.
Your temples are fine.
All right, I will attempt.
I'll rub one of the temples.
Thank you. My nose itches too. Can you get that, please? Oh. Thank you.
Are you avoiding the question?
No. I recognize that I do not have a good relationship with the truth. But behind every work of fiction, there is some element of truth ingrained within. Otherwise, there's no point in telling a story, whether it's a truth of the universe or just small personal experiences that have been woven in.
You tried to kill us. Get to the point.
I am. If you would have patience. The truth is woven between the lies. That is how stories are made. Works of fiction have truths behind them. All it takes is a simple bit of keen-mindedness, which I understand we don't have in abundance in present company.
You realize who you're here with, right?
Exactly. It takes some wit to sift the truths from the fiction. And that is why stories are told, for those that would understand what is trying to be communicated. I've already...
You know, I'm more of a picture guy.
I do like pictures. Especially the rocks.
Ray has some of it. I've been telling him stories, and he's... If he's been paying attention, he might be able to piece it together. But I can't say...
Alright, I'll message in the group thing. Ray, did you know that Zara was a traitor? ...
Ray will be like, what?
Nobody has all the pieces.
Who else have you been telling this stuff?
He's been the only one curious and inquisitive enough to actually pay attention.
So Dolgrin, when you pull up your interface, you do like that, and your interface comes up so you can send a message. Are you doing this where Zara can see it or not? I'm just curious. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't think not to. Yeah.
Okay. So
I can't open my interface when my hands are bound, right? Because I have to have hands free to interact with it.
But right? Dolgrin pulled his up, so
I thought we could. Our interfaces couldn't yet be seen by other people.
You're right.
We did establish that. Yeah.
It shutters. Yeah.
I just see Dolgrin
Dolgrin.
I could see either Dolgrin doing that, or if he's behind me, I can't see anything.
Yeah. I feel like Dolgrin on his interface would be like.
I'm very obvious about it, yeah. It's probably the first time I've ever used it.
He doesn't know where the keys are. He has to one at a time be like, did you?
And it autocorrects everything to pickaxe.
This is why. And I'm like, this is why it takes a minute to compose a message in the interface.
Dolgrin responds every message like your dad, no, that's pickaxe, not again.
Pickaxe.
Did you know Zara was a pickaxe? No, not that
even. God. The time it takes to send a message should scale based off of int. It takes
me longer than a minute. Yeah.
You've
minute
got
12.
negatives.
All right. Actually, that's not a terrible idea. That's kind of interesting. It takes 10 rounds minus your int and dex mods.
Regal can send a message in 2 rounds.
Nice.
Yeah!
He's the fucking hacker.
Speed type. Yeah.
Got a zoomer over here.
Alright, well, continue.
Ray said he didn't know you were a traitor, so I don't know, he might be lying. Victor, get the fist.
He has some of the puzzle pieces. He doesn't have the full picture, though. I haven't told him the full story.
Okay.
What have you told?
Kind of riddle.
Tell us.
I can, if you think you can make sense of it, I can repeat them. Let's see. I've told Ray about my my sister, kind Gosh, it's hard to get my thoughts straight. Just give me a moment.
Oh, I'm getting a message from KL. He says you were born in the Obsidian Kingdom. Maybe you don't have a sister. That's probably you. You were tortured, mind erased, programmed, sent out. Maybe a spy, maybe a not. You escaped. Now you're here. That guy, seeing as he tortured the worm, also tortured you into becoming a mind soldier.
I love the idea of KL working on something unrelated. He gets a message and he's like, yeah, give me a sec. Okay, this is what happened, obviously. And he just like types that whole thing out and then goes back to what he's doing, like fucking.
Hence the distinct change in your eyes when you reached adulthood. That is a signature of the Obsidian Kingdom, and also
It is, yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah, the eye thing is a rare genetic trait that is unique to citizens of the Obsidian Kingdom.
And Kale noticed that, or someone noticed that.
Yeah, Kale noticed that like months ago in real life. Yeah,
that's what he pinged me.
This shit has been hinted at for a very, very long time.
Was Kale on the right track? He is a very smart and handsome man. So if he is, I totally get it.
I mean, he's not that handsome.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 18, okay.
1 to 18.
With an average of 10.5.
Yeah, he's probably like a solid 8. He's like below average.
Solid 8, wow.
5 out of 7.
5 out of 7.
Perfect score.
Nice.
So I've told him that I have a sister that always said she had faith in me, because whatever we did, whenever we were doubtful of each other, we were there to support each other. We grew up in the Ivory Kingdom slums together. She got involved on some gang activity, and so I joined with her to protect her, and we looked out for each other. And one day our safe house was raided by the guards. We took to the streets and fled. They pursued, and we ended up getting separated. And I haven't seen her since. That is as much of it as I've told Ray. What I've not told him, when we were in the jail where we retrieved KL, I told Ray that I had been a prison guard at one point, and told him that I'm trying to remember, not all prisoners are bad, not all guards are good. And I know that from personal experience, because I was not one of the good guards. I was the one that they spoke with when they needed a prisoner to talk, to give information. And I had a rare talent for it. I sometimes didn't even need to use any intensive methods. All I had to do was just sit in a room and just stare at them for 8 hours straight. And just the look in my eyes was enough to drive them mad. A trick that I actually learned from one of the seniors there, and he noticed my talents, and he recruited me for a branch of the Ivory Kingdom Guard that were not connected to the monarchy. It was a division that could operate without oversight. When things needed to be done that weren't to be connected to the king or anything, and I could freely practice my trade. But I initially turned him down. I said no, I did not want to be involved in anything like that. A few months went by, and they told me that, and I found out they had recruited my sister for this branch. And she was apparently in very deep over her head, and had been coerced and therefore, in some way or another, they didn't entirely fill me in on all the details, but they said they'd be willing to let her go free if I joined the division. So, to keep her safe, I voluntarily joined them, and it was only after I'd gotten entirely involved and in over my head as well that they gave her the opportunity to leave. And she apparently had not told me that she was there of her own volition. She had chosen to be there. So I was forced to remain in order to keep her safe.
What kingdom was this for, though? This wasn't the Ivory Kingdom.
This was the Ivory Kingdom.
What does the Ivory Kingdom have to do with that guy?
Again, the lines must be interpreted, the truth sifted from the story. So if you just listen and pay attention, you might get it. You might be able to understand. I'm trying.
Calm down.
I am trying.
Don't get mad at me, alright?
I'm not mad at you, Rylian. I am just mad! Ugh.
Kale pinged in. Do you actually have a sister, or is that a metaphor?
I have a sister. And we were separated. That is another story if you are willing to listen to it.
What's her name?
Sorel.
It's not an apostrophe EL, does it?
No.
When Kale's related. Okay.
No, it's not. It's Sorel.
Are you dangerous to the rest of us?
Me? I don't think so anymore. Perhaps in the future, but I have my own senses now. Just a little lightheaded. That might be some dehydration. Either that or I'm a little hyperventilated, which I'm sure is understandable.
Can anybody make you lose your mind like that?
I don't know. This has never happened before.
Do you want to test it out?
Alright, sorry.
I am not keen to losing my mind. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately,
I'm not sure Dolgrin could even pronounce the word the guy said.
What? You mean rock climb? Oh, I said it.
Pickaxe.
Rock climb.
Pickaxe? Is that it? Pickaxe?
Recliner.
So Victor looks like he's thinking real hard, and he's like really trying to like figure it out.
So you're gonna have to tell the rest of the party about the lines and reading them.
Completely understandable. Perhaps somebody can understand what I'm trying to say.
I'll be honest, I'm not really good at this sort of thing. I think I'm starting to get it, maybe? I have a feeling that this story of yours, you're not telling it from the right perspective. Your sister is you. And someone else is who you are, or something like that. I don't know. Victor just kind of looks away, like maybe I'm over...
Zara just sighs and just... Can we at least... Hang on. She'll, put her gloved hands on herself and heal herself with her healer's gloves, so... Hang on.
Why didn't we take the healing gloves away? What are the worst captives?
And after healing herself, she just breathes a sigh of relief. She's like, oh, that's better. Let's see, that puts me at 33.
Yeah, so during this whole conversation, Zara and Rylian are both badly wounded.
That's a little better.
Rylian was probably like mending himself like the whole time.
Yeah, make a medicine check. Make a couple. Hell, that was 20 minutes. I think in real time it was 20 minutes. There you go.
So that'd be 48 plus 20.
Great roll.
Excellent.
Wow, nice.
Those have been great on D4s.
If only they were D4s, it would have been average.
Yeah, literally average. 2.5. Yeah, each.
If they were D4s.
Yep, that was the perfectly
no.
average D4 roll on D8s.
Very talented.
The Jeremy worm. Plus 28 to hit, misses.
Can't hit a single attack.
3 times.
Like, what the fuck was that shit?
Oh my god.
It was so close, too. Like, every attack
Every
was
single
really
attack was
close.
like a little bit closer.
Yeah. Dude, those things...
A little out of character here. I suck at riddles, so I'm relying on you guys to actually figure this out, okay?
Well, I was counting on Freya's wisdom. Oh.
For the
If only I
record...
could make a check. If I could make a check, we'll be fine.
For the record, that worm normally has twice as much health and 4 more armor class as well.
Wow.
Lovely.
But because it was horribly tortured, it was at like half max HP and 4 less AC.
There's no way we would.
Maybe this also lends some insight into why Zara's health is so low. Her max HP.
He's drained.
It's the torture. That's why her max HP is so low. Yeah, it was the torture.
I've been drained this whole time. I actually have 20 Constitution.
What is your con? It's actually like 10,
10,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
10.
Yeah, it's the torture.
That's on my list. It's on my list of things to increase.
Anyway, Zara, let's get you one done. Go home.
I promise to share as much as I can when we have the whole party assembled. Maybe somebody can put all the pieces together. I know it's difficult. But believe me, I am just as frustrated with the situation as any of you.
And you just make sure no one says boulder around here, or she'll go crazy. Oh, I said it again, darn it.
Oh, Dolgrin and his 5-word vocabulary. Eat any good books lately?
It was a cookbook.
I'm sure it was delicious.
Is that really tasty looking pictures? Rylian's going to be keeping a very close eye on Zara the whole way home. Especially the first couple of days.
I feel like Joss Whedon wrote Matt. Like Matt the character, his lines are written by Joss Whedon.
Not Matt the person. I wasn't written by him.
Well, that's kind of what I meant.
In Strings of the Universe.
You're very witty in a very like Buffy the Vampire Slayer sort of way.
Thank you.
All right. You guys gonna heal up to full before you hit the trail?
It's probably not a bad idea.
I need my 2 hit points. I can't medicine myself, so I'm just kind of there at -2.
Are you untying Zara?
You can drink like 1% of your flask.
Yeah. I undid Zara's restraints.
Yeah, and Zara
she can work on her own medicine checks.
Rubber wrists.
All right, you guys don't have to keep rolling. We can hand wave it. You guys
Zara does have the 10-minute medicine as well, so like 10-minute cooldown. So.
You're good.
All right,
you can heal on up and hit the road.
All right.
You've got maybe 4 or 5 hours left in the day that you can travel here before it gets real dark. All right. Well, assuming the usual exploration activities, you don't run into any problems on your way back. Night 1, and you rest with the usual watch. Which is just Victor.
Which is just Victor.
Victor, yeah.
Victor. So, Victor, give me a perception check.
Oh, brother.
Alright. So it's about 2 a.m. right now. Zara, go ahead and roll an auto crit sneak attack with poison on Victor.
Okay. There's the damage.
Alrighty.
So that's 14 plus 4, 18 times 2 is 36 plus 4, 40.
So 40 damage.
And that's probably not a melee strike. She's probably over here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wherever you want to be, really. Whatever
well.
works for you.
And then she'd be over here.
I mean, you kicked the shit out of that stealth, so, yeah.
Yeah, my stealth DC is 26. So
so let's roll that initiative.
I'm guessing I'm not wearing any armor. I have no idea what my armor is. I guess
You're definitely unarmored. You would just lose your armor bonus. And
do I roll stealth for initiative?
Yeah, you would. We're actually not going to roll for the sleeping people. Well, the sleeping people can roll and just be asleep. It's fine. Like you'll join when you're. Yeah.
Ooh, nice,
well,
Victor. Wow.
Oof. Does Zara have a hero point?
I do not. I've already used it.
Okay. Well then. Victor, you just.
So after getting shaped by New Moon, Victor's gonna turn and look at her and be like, "Motherfucker!" and just scream that.
So it is an action to alert allies. So you use one action to
use
get them away.
one action to alert allies.
Yeah. And it looks like Jeremy found the prone symbol. Very nice.
Oh yeah, okay.
So your allies
turn my token sideways anymore.
Your allies would be awake now. So that was an action.
So Victor is about to do something that he's never done before. He's gonna drop his sword, run up to her, and try to grapple him with his hand.
Oh.
Like he's gonna drink from her, but not just kind of grapple her.
Oh shit!
Oh,
you can make an athletics check against.
I want to suck your blood.
Yeah, that's athletics.
What's that against? What DC is that against?
It's grapple, so it's against their fortitude DC.
That's
so what's
21.
your DC?
21.
Okay, you are grabbed. So Victor alerted everyone, and then moved, and then grappled. So that would be the end of the turn, unless the drinking is like a free action. I don't think it is.
It's not a free action.
So you've grabbed Zara.
I'm not going to drink from her.
Okay, I was worried for a moment there.
Vampires have the ability to like hold you in place in that way, so it looks like Victor's about to like drink from her.
I could have asked Regal for some dead man's blood, but I don't have any of that, so.
I have some. Don't worry.
Oh, you do.
Zara is grabbed and therefore cannot leave that square.
Okay, cannot move. Okay.
You just can't leave the square. That's all that. Grapple's actually really simple in Pathfinder 2, which is weird. This system is complicated as fuck. But grapple's so simple. You just can't leave your square. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You can use an action to try to escape, which is either escape is like a thing. I think it's acrobatics or athletics.
Is it not the grab condition?
Yeah, it's grab condition.
Okay, it says giving you flat-footed and immobilized.
Oh, and you're also flat-footed.
If you attempt to manipulate action while grabbed, you must succeed a DC 5 flat check, or it is lost. Roll the check after spending the action, but before any effects are applied.
Okay, I had no idea. I've never read the grab
flat-footed?
condition. Yeah, you're
Oh,
grabbed.
there's grabbed. That's it. Grabbed.
Yeah. Wow, so it makes you flat-footed, and there's a flat check for your manipulator.
If you look on page 620 of the
I had
player's
no
handbook,
idea.
I
literally thought that it was just that you couldn't move away. That's actually very strong.
It is. You even have like you have a mischance on manipulate. That's awesome.
You guys should be grappling more. That's sick.
Spellcasters
That makes the
especially.
barbarian grab build so much better.
Yeah, that's
There's
actually
a
like
grappling monk build that's pretty strong too. Then
Okay.
this is pretty good. Yeah, this
Barbarian's
is
gonna like
pretty-
grab 2 people at a time and like still do weapon damage and like shake them around.
bash their heads together.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
all right, Dolgrin, go ahead.
Aye, all right. Uh-oh, she's at it again, laddie. We gotta get her. Get the punchers ready. And I'm gonna use an action to stand up, and then naked Dolgrin is just going to go
Do you
streaking
have
across the
Do
room.
you have your axe? In
No.
hand?
Oh, I don't have. I have it in my hand, but I don't have it like equipped. So
Your axe would be on the ground next to you or something. You can pick it up
Yeah.
as an action.
how does sudden? Oh, what about my brass knuckle?
You would use the knuckle.
The gauntlet.
Okay, I'm gonna
You could
use the gauntlet.
gauntlet.
Yeah, because I can move double move and then
You're
strike.
welcome.
All right, so yeah, you can
I
attack
don't-
with the gauntlet.
I think it's just an unarmed attack.
I think
20
it's a simple weapon
Yeah, let me look it up.
because it does weapon damage.
Cinderclaw Gauntlet. Sharp, +1 striking gauntlet. Versatile on a critical hits doesn't. Okay, the critical.
It's striking, so it does 2d4 or 2d6 or whatever the hell a gauntlet does. What does a gauntlet do?
D4.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
roll another d4 then, because that was just my fist. So, and I don't have. I'm not raging yet, so I only do 6 damage. But there you go. I run in and punch you.
Okay.
So the escape action is not manipulate. It is an attack, actually. You can use an unarmed attack or make an acrobatics or athletics check in order to escape from being grabbed. But it counts as against your multiple attack penalty.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little funky. Here it is. We've been over that before.
Is
It's a little
the
funky.
creature grabbing me also flat-footed?
I don't know.
I think so. That's not how it works with vampires, at least.
I mean, I don't think that's how it works at all. I mean, grab people is not a vampire ability.
I know,
Drinking their,
but, like,
drinking their blood is.
I know the vampires that we've fought against who have done this have not been flat-footed. Too,
Yeah,
but
certainly have not. Let me see if that's like always the case. So it's the grapple skill in athletics. It's just you attempt to grab them. You can also grapple to keep your hold on the creature if they're already grabbed. Your opponent is grabbed until the end of your next turn unless you move or they escape. Yeah, so the thing about grapple is it's really good, but you have to basically sustain it.
Ah,
You have to do the grapple action like every
Yeah.
turn to sustain it.
until
So
the
no,
end of your
he's
next
not.
turn, so.
He's not flat-footed.
All right.
No, he's just holding you. Yeah. So it
All
will
right.
end on Victor's turn unless Victor, like, uses an action to grapple to keep grappling, which I would assume he would.
Okay. Let's see. And my feat that prevents me from being flat-footed does not apply to grapple. It's to flanked or hidden or undetected.
I believe that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah. I checked
Yeah.
that.
Grabbed is the condition that's making you flat-footed. Yeah.
Okay. Zara is going to spend one action to.
We- I don't think we need the flat-footed icon if it's being
It's
caused
grab.
by grab.
All right. Cool.
We'll consolidate stuff. Like if a condition causes another condition, we don't need like all the icons, just the one that's like the root of it. So
Okay. Zara's going to use a feint on Victor.
okay.
Here's my deception.
What's that against?
Let me check.
It is against their perception DC.
Okay.
So
What's your perception bonus?
it's 16, so it'd be 26, so just barely.
So you
Yep.
are flat-footed to Zara.
Mm-hmm.
Then
The next melee attack, yeah.
one more action to apply a poison to New Moon.
Is that manipulate? Where's what
Let
kind
me
of action is
bring
that?
up
Let me see.
the.
That sounds an awful lot like manipulate
It
to
might
me.
be actually.
Anything involving like moving items
Yeah,
around.
Victor doesn't have his
and-
sword though.
There's a flat. No,
You have a
what
DC
matter-
5 flat check of just
When you're-
failing, like,
Yeah, while you're grabbed, you have a
okay.
DC 5 check of failing manipulate actions. So I'm like I'm looking
pretty
it up,
sure
but I'm
would
like
be.
I'm almost certain because manipulate is like moving items around or
Oh,
using
fuck.
items.
has a failed action.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. What is the is it poison weapon is the action?
Poison weapon is the feat. I think that's what the.
Here it is. It's manipulate.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I failed
Yep.
it.
The feat is the action because normally it's an out of combat thing that takes time.
Ah, okay.
The feat turns it into a manipulate action instead of like a 10-minute activity.
Instead of a 3-round, with three action activity. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, and then swinging New Moon at Victor.
Yeah. So you're like trying to poison the weapon, but Victor is like holding you by the throat and just like throttling you, and you like drop poison on the ground.
Mhm.
Yeah. That super hits though.
Yeah, that hits.
And
You
Victor-
do get sneak attack.
Yep. So that's
12.
Yeah.
Do you want to shield block that, Victor?
I didn't raise my shield.
Ah, correct. All right. Rylian.
Alright, Rylian stands up and he's like, "Damn it, Zara! I really don't want to have to beat this shit out of you again." And he moves to flank. So that's one action to stand up, one action to move, and then he will flurry of blows. So
That hits.
is that a crit with flanking?
It'll draw my nimble dodge, which makes my AC 26. You can't flank me with
so
flat.
yeah.
I'm already flat-footed anyway, but I can't be flat-footed
Oh,
for
right.
flank.
Right. So it's a crit.
No, it's not.
So
My
Nimble
AC,
dodge.
my AC is 26 to that attack.
So -2, or
Nope,
is that? Are you
after.
including? Okay, so
Yeah.
after flat-footed, it's
Minus
26,
2, then
okay.
plus 2. So
All right,
Yep.
so 17.
okay. 17.
That's my turn.
Oh,
And you
min-
need to make
sorry,
a fort
minus
save.
17. Wow, what am I doing? 17. I need to make a fort save.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh.
So that fails, and you're stunned 1.
It's okay. Zara's luck has not been the best this whole campaign, so let's see. Stunned is in essence, isn't it? Wait. Where's... I don't see stunned.
It should be there. Everything should be here.
Are they in alphabetical order?
No,
not all of them are. Okay. A group
It
of
gives
them are.
it gives me no ability to organize them in
Some of them
Roll20.
are in alphabetical. This is
Stun
their
the second
stun.
row,
Yeah,
third
I
from
got
the
it. Stun one.
And unfortunately, it literally gives me no ability to organize these, which is very annoying. All I can do is upload them. Alright. I guess I could have carefully uploaded them in alphabetical order, but it's really annoying. I might actually do that later, but it's annoying. It's really annoying. Alright. Is that it?
Yep.
Alright, Victor.
I guess I'm gonna try to re-grab her.
Yeah, but to maintain the... Well, it's till the end of your turn, so you could grapple at the end of your turn if you wanted
Well,
to.
she attacked me with the... Right? Oh, I guess she didn't use a melee strike.
Yeah,
It
it
doesn't
was.
matter. She didn't get out. She has to
Oh.
escape. She didn't do the escape action. The escape action is a special attack. It's not just any attack. It's a special attack
Oh, okay.
that lets you that doesn't do damage but lets you escape instead of doing damage. So she didn't do that.
That'll
Well,
hold
you
me.
certainly continue to hold her. Yeah.
And then
Does that crit it?
Huh? My
Is that a crit or
Fortitude
not?
DC is 22.
So that actually crits it, which means you're restrained.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, Victor pins you. You're flat-footed, immobilized, and you can't use any actions with the attack or manipulate traits except to escape.
Okay.
So basically, Victor just puts you in like an arm lock, like you're completely pinned now. Yeah, if you, that's what happens if you crit succeed grapple.
Got the
Yeah, there's no
restrained
flat
icon
check
there.
to fail. You're just immune to making manipulate actions, yeah.
You have to escape in order to do anything.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so that was one action, Victor. So you can, if you have, like, you could take out a rope and try to tie her up, since she's restrained. It's up to you.
yeah. Can I try to like put her on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here.
It'd be like a trip.
Yeah, it'd be like a trip. So she's flat-footed to it. Trip is just athletics against her reflex DC, I believe.
Grapple is an attack, right?
Trip is grapple and attack. Let me see. Yeah, it is. So you have a -5 because there is a multiple attack penalty. So it's an athletics check against Zara's reflex DC. You'd have a -5.
Okay, I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
Oh, I'm re-rolling it.
Okay.
Reflex DC is 29.
Wow.
Ooh.
You're flat-footed though.
But you're flat-footed.
Ah.
27.
Okay. So you are prone.
Flat-footed
Alright, so
reduces
Vic-
reflex DC?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm quite certain. I can look it up, but I'm quite certain.
-2 circumstance penalty to AC.
Only?
That's what it says. Some effects give you the flat-footed conditionally to certain creatures or certain attacks.
Oh.
Okay, well if it fails, I still have her grappled.
You still have to grab.
So
or
restrained.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
turn,
Yeah,
I have to escape.
You're also immobilized. What does that do? Let me see here. Yeah, so flat-footed is AC only.
Yeah.
Immobilized is just that you can't move.
You can't move, yeah.
So there, yeah, having her restrained doesn't actually benefit tripping them. Okay,
Alright.
third action.
Hit her with the sword.
The sword
sword's
is
over here.
Over there
Yeah, the
somewhere.
sword's like over there.
Hit her with the victor fist.
I will.
Later. Tara, throw it out.
I'm not biting her.
Okay.
I will just
drink.
Oh,
I'll
the
bite her.
temptation is there, though.
Ah,
You're thirsty.
Victor
You're feeling
has
very
never
thirsty.
drinking human blood, and he's not gonna start now. He's a
always
good
a first
boy.
time
But
for
you're
everything.
tempted.
He's a good boy for right now. Well,
For now.
all right. For now, I don't know. Probably he'll never.
Oh god, we're gonna have the Victor Traitor Arc in the Obsidian Kingdom along with Zara, so tag team duo.
Okay. I'm just gonna raise my shield, and Victor's gonna be like, "Tie her up. I've got her in place."
Alright, Dolgrin.
Alright, I'm gonna rage with one action and then attack. Does
He's
a
got
25
the
hit?
merciless weapon.
Does a 25 hit flat-footed?
Reversible.
Yeah, that'll hit my flat-footed.
Okay, so
Normal AC is
27
26, flat-foot is 24.
27 damage and bleeding,
Okay. Ow.
and 37 damage and still bleeding.
Whoa, that puts me down.
All right, clunk.
All right. Victor immediately is like tying her up and be like, "All right, she doesn't get out of these restraints."
Wait, you
so-
didn't bring your axe.
I did. I grabbed it with me. I had my axe in one hand that I wasn't couldn't dual wield, and I had my fist, so I had one action to dual grip.
And you did your sudden charge with your gauntlet?
I did my sudden charge with the gauntlet. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright.
Which I haven't made a macro for it with all of its beautiful macros.
There was no way Zara was gonna 1v3 this.
There you go.
No. Baby dragon.
even with that opening crit, I did. Yeah, there was no way. Dang,
All right.
grappling is strong.
Well, we learned that grappling is actually pretty fucking dope, especially when
You
you
crit it.
crit it. They can't do any attacks or manipulates except to escape. Like, it forces them to try to escape from you.
Does it
Basically
require,
choking her.
does it require a free hand?
Yeah, grabbing does require free hand, unless you have a grab weapon.
Mm.
One,
Just like every combat maneuver requires a free hand.
just one free hand?
I believe it is just the one.
Okay.
Let me see here.
No, there's no. Is there rules about grappling creatures that are bigger than you? Like no one
Yes.
can do that.
Yeah.
To grapple
can't.
the giant worm.
There are also feats that let you do it. Okay, you have to have at least one free hand. And your target cannot be more than one size larger than you.
Mm.
But
Okay,
there's
so
a feat called Titan Wrestler or whatever that lets you grapple bigger stuff.
Yeah, like Taff has that and lets her trip bigger stuff.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's a feat for doing combat maneuvers to big things. And there are not... There aren't, like... I don't think there are grab weapons. Like, now that I'm looking, it's not a thing. Probably
I'll
because it
type-
would be really good.
I'll type in the chat that says Zara is still a pickaxe. Just to let everyone know. Keep everyone informed.
Rylian will tie Zara up again.
Okay. Cool. I assume you guys stabilize Zara.
Yeah.
I have the stabilize spell.
He
and
has the merciful
I have the
axe.
merciful weapon. She didn't even go down. I laid her down to rest on a pillow and gave her some more milk.
Oh yeah, she was automatically stabilized because she
Lulled
went
her-
down to
lulled
the
her to
merciful.
sleep.
Oh, cool.
I love that Dolgrin of all people has like
Yeah.
the merciful
The
great
raging
axe.
Barbarian.
The great axe bleeding.
Yeah,
Flaming.
the merciful wounding flaming
Plus
great axe.
2 wounding great axe.
So
Yet nothing says he's an angel, but he's like First Testament angel, so it's like flaming
Grab to the
wounding,
non-believers! Burn
So,
the heretics!
I
Don't
found-
die.
flaming
Don't die.
bleeding mercy. Yeah.
I found weapon trait descriptions. There is a grapple weapon trait, but there's no
Oh.
weapon in the list that has it.
Oh.
Correct.
To be released.
But there will be an
The
awesome.
Oh.
policeman weapon, the net.
The spiky fucking thing. They know
Lawnmower.
not everyone's seen what they're talking about, but yeah, I was showing them some Japanese weapons, and there's one that's absolutely fucking outrageous.
I love it.
Alright,
so
guys,
much.
get the lawnmower.
It's the most ridiculous looking thing ever. I can't remember which fucking one had that. Let me see here.
I think it was the second one.
It
At
was
least on the
this-
second.
Here we
page.
go. Here we go. It was this one. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, here. Just so that like everybody can see it.
It's the one right there, the really wicked looking one in the middle.
Yeah, you see the Sotagami. Look at that thing.
Wow. That looks
Those
vicious.
this is real. These
Mhm.
were actually used. They were police weapons because the point of them was to grapple. They would tangle up someone's clothing so that you could pin them to a wall or tangle up their clothing and robes so they couldn't get away from you. And the reason there's spikes on the handle is so they can't like grab the handle to pull it off of themselves because they'll cut their hands on the spike. They can't like get a grip on it.
Mm.
It's the most gnarly fucking thing ever. But yeah, like in Edo, police would be going around with. There'd be like one guy in the police squad with one of these fucking things.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
That's a police squad I wouldn't want to mess with.
This one up here was designed to go around their neck.
Mhm.
Yes, correct. Yeah, this one up here, you would pin them to a wall with their neck in the bend. there.
This
Yep.
looks-
So these are both restraining weapons.
This looks like a batleth.
Yeah.
If my character ever dies, he's gonna be replaced by like a policeman that just carries that around wherever he goes. It's so wicked.
You're gonna play like the play investigator with that thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't fit my current character idea, but definitely is a fun contender.
Yeah, so that there will be a grapple. There will be a stipulation that you can only grapple people that have like clothing or fur, something you can tangle up, which will be most enemies. But there will be situations where you can't grapple with it because it is designed to tangle up clothing or whatever.
Makes sense.
Important balancing factor too, because grapple is kind of dope, especially with reach.
When Rylian's tying up Zara, he's gonna like look around. Does he like notice anybody else around here?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, like the little hermit crab whispering in her ear, Requiem, and she was like,
So you're looking around in the dark. Yeah, it's pitch black out
I have
here.
low light vision, if that helps.
You're looking. Even the people with dark vision, it's like it's still, you don't have great visibility. You can't see forever, and unfortunately, you don't see anybody, but you do see some footprints in the sand over like where you think Zara was sleeping. There's a pair of footprints leading away from your campsite. But they don't go far because it's pretty windy out tonight, so the sand is like blowing, so you lose the trail like almost immediately.
Alright, they're following us, guys.
Shit.
how did they know we were even coming? And if they knew we were coming, why empty all the guards out?
Maybe they wanted Zara or Victor.
But
Looked
couldn't
like
they
Zara
just
was
beat us in a fight? And when we went down the hatch, had all the soldiers ambushed us and gotten all four of us?
Maybe they don't work with the soldiers.
I mean, if I had an army of dwarven soldiers walking around, I'd use them.
What if you didn't command them?
I mean, it'd be a little bit tricky, but if I could, I would, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe he couldn't. Who knows?
He's like the CIA branch of the government. Those are like the army. Just can't tell them what to do.
Maybe.
That seems plausible.
What are we gonna do? I don't want some weird human elf-looking man sneaking around my camp, touch my axe while I'm sleeping.
Well, we're gonna have to keep a closer eye on Zara from now on. Maybe tie her up at night. Or just don't untie her at all. I don't know.
It seems to be that only happens when he's around. I say tying her up at night, and I'll keep an extra eye on her.
If it's this sneaky, why not just stab one of us in our sleep? I mean, he could have slit my throat while I was sleeping.
I think he wants her to kill us.
If only she was strong enough to.
I should have picked a better henchman like me or someone at least. Give him a chance.
Well, you think you could have taken the three of us?
Nay, but that would have gotten more of a show.
I probably could have.
Maybe.
Maybe.
He's just not that strong himself.
Victor might be able to solo you guys just because every turn he would crit a power attack and then shield up. And Jeremy wouldn't be able to hit him. ever.
We need to
I wouldn't be able
test
to
some
roll more than
PvP
a 20.
matchups.
Yeah,
I think
Matt
that'd be
would hit
fun.
him once in a while.
We need to
Yeah.
test some
thankful-
PvP matchups. I think that'll be fun someday.
This is like a trial for when Kale betrays the party, and you create a wizard that's like greater invisible, flying through the air, fireballing every turn. 'Cause I have flying greater invisibility, so I'm just gonna be like invisible Superman shooting telekinesis at everybody.
I want to see Una try to fight the rest of the party. How long would she last in a 1v1?
Heal!
It's like, all right,
Like,
I double crit Una, and she's almost dead. Okay, I heal once. Cool, I'm back to full.
Well, she would cast Sanctuary and then just heal, and she'd probably last a really fucking long
It'd be fighting
time.
like a holy
Mhm.
priest
It
in
would
WoW.
take
You would never
I'd get you
lose.
guys in like
It'd
a
be
hypnotic pattern, and like my crowd control would deal with
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
Like fighting a holy priest in WoW, you would never win. I mean, you'd never lose, but it would not be a fun win. It would not be like a well-deserved win.
Nobody enjoys that.
No. At least with Shadow Priest, you get a little spiciness, but not the pacifist.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna go back to sleep. I'm tired.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I medicine Zara back to consciousness, or do we leave her unconscious?
Nah, let her sleep it out. Think what she's doing.
An
She's
hour
gonna
later,
wake up in an hour.
Ah,
with one
good.
hit point. Yeah.
She's gonna be all restrained again. She's gonna be freaking out.
I'll
least
be
talk
here
to
with
her.
her. She'll be fine. You guys get some rest. We'll need it.
All right.
Alright, just shout if she goes rogue again. I'll keep I'm gonna sleep like this.
So at 4 a.m., Zara wakes up, and Victor's just like sitting over there, like looking at her.
Damn.
And Zara, from your perspective, you did go to bed and you were asleep, and like you woke up brainwashed. It seems like the keyboard works while you're asleep.
Oh boy.
So like you weren't even awake when you heard the word. You never saw him or anything. Or whoever it was.
Zara will just be like, Psst, Victor.
Yeah. You awake?
Yeah. Just another splitting headache. We can deal with it in the morning. Like, looks around like, well, in the morning.
Yeah.
Just there's something on my bandolier that you might want to confiscate. Just
What is that?
if you're feeling compelled.
Compelled.
You'll know it when you see it.
Okay, I'll look at your bandolier.
It's got a stake on it.
Okay, yeah, we'll take that. You're like, oh, thanks. Yeah, don't want you having that. Although, to be fair, I've got like 10 on me right now.
Add it to the collection, number 11. Alright.
Actually, number 3 steak. I've got like 7 holy waters and a couple dead man's blood.
I will want that back at some point. I mean,
I mean, you can just get a new one.
Fair.
I don't know how long
It's
this
mine
thing's gonna
now.
last.
Add it to the
Oh.
collection.
Carve the initial VG in it already, just take the property of it.
You gotta start collecting staves for the House of Blood
Mhm.
invasion.
Yeah.
Stake people left and right.
I
You
like-
need ammo for the stake Gatling gun that Regal will build for you. The crank. Like, alright.
Well, I'm going to try to get some sleep. Ah, this splitting headache is not gonna make it easy though.
I keep it down already.
Get some rest. We're keeping you tied up, though. Sorry, but it's not your fault, but shit's happening.
Oh no, but I quite understand your perspective on this.
It's not your fault.
Go back to sleep.
Seriously, what does a dwarf have to do to get some sleep around here?
Do you think earplugs would help? Probably not. Never mind. Ignore that. Gotta stare off again.
If we
What'd she
just
say?
cut off Zara's ears, they can't get her anymore.
Wait. There's a permanent blindness spell.
Oh,
What
God.
about a permanent
Oh,
deafness?
Oh,
Just
there
make
it
her
is.
deaf forever. Rub
Blow up
salt.
her eardrums.
Learn some fucking sign language.
That's how they dealt with the Winter Soldier. They just permanently deafened him. That's how they did it.
Well, the next morning, you guys get up.
How much do I heal any in that time?
Yeah, I mean, you'd get a rest, so you heal, like, I think your level times your con mod, or level plus your con mod? What does resting do? This doesn't matter in this campaign, but it will matter in the next one. Let me look it up. It'll matter a whole lot in the next one.
I would think like level plus con mod.
Okay, you gain hit points equal to your con mod, multiplied by your level.
Oh, so
But
I
if
gain
you-
0.
However, if you rest without... It's minimum 1 HP.
Oh, minimum 1 HP, then I have 2.
No, minimum... Okay, no.
Minimum 1 multiplier.
Equal to your... It's equal to your con mod minimum 1 multiplied by your level.
Got it.
If you rest without any shelter or comfort, you reduce it by half, so it's actually half your level because you don't have shelter or comfort.
Okay, minus 4.
Tied up.
Yeah.
Are you sure tied up in a desert next to like a poorly tended campfire doesn't qualify as comfort? Is that what
That
you're trying
is
to tell
not
me?
any shelter or comfort. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well. Huh.
I think we've established through this whole campaign, Zara is not the strongest of my characters.
She's useful in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's my
Rogue
utility.
in general is much more of a utility class in this system, which I think makes sense because there's enough damage dealers. There is a damage build for Rogue, and we have not gotten to see it perform, but most of the builds are not very damage oriented.
Mm-hmm.
More about enabling other people with like flat-footed and stuff.
I play the Talker Rogue.
Alright, well, are you guys just gonna hit the road and travel?
Yeah.
We healed Zara.
Are you keep Zara tied up? Are you healing Zara?
I'll
Maybe
medicine Zara,
Alright.
but I'm not gonna untie her.
Thank you.
Okay.
Really, is it necessary to keep me bound up during the day? It's going to be very difficult for me to ride my bird.
You'll be fine.
You like tie a rope between his bird and one of yours, and then just like put him on it, like lay him on it.
This is going
That
to
definitely
be...
explains our low roll on the way back.
Oh,
the
this is
bird.
going to be so uncomfortable. You heal me up
So
all the way, though?
I'll take the time to do so, yeah.
So fortunately for you, you managed to make it back to the guild hall without any further incidents. The travel is pretty tense, for obvious reasons, particularly at night. But you don't run into any more problems or encounters, and you guys managed to get home. Before we do much else, let me just go ahead and give you guys all experience.
Ah.
It was a level 8 quest, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was. So 500 each, which probably levels everybody.
Nope. Zara was still just over 7k.
Nice.
So
Level 9.
Okay, so Victor, just Victor level?
I believe so.
Rylian's 9, Dolgrin's 9.
Zara's still 8.
Yeah, Victor's 9.
Alright, 9. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys come in the guild hall doors. with Zara tied up.
Really, these ropes are no longer necessary. I'm not a danger to anyone anymore. And
Yeah, that's what we thought the first
and
time.
besides, they're chafing my wrists.
How much gold do we get? Is it a hundo?
Yeah, you go to the bar, and the bartender gives you guys 100 gold each.
Okay.
I put it in Zara's coin purse for her.
As generous as that is of you, I would prefer to be able to do that with my own hands. I promise there is nothing to fear from me.
Look, Zara, I
You
get it.
staked me in the middle of the night.
Well,
If that had
clearly
been
I was-
anyone else, that would have been serious damage.
Well, clearly something happened to me in my sleep.
If that was anyone but you, I bet I felt it.
So,
Full once, shame on you.
these two guys are having a drink at one of the tables, and they see you with your party member like tied up, and Pat Rat is like, what's with her?
Hi, she's a pickaxe. Don't ask any
They
questions.
think I'm a piece of loot, therefore they brought me home and probably trying to sell me on the market somewhere someday.
Don't lie to them.
Zara, shut up.
I'm just glad they haven't
Look.
thrown me in that bag of greed yet.
You're not
Hey guys,
punished.
I know this looks bad, but trust us, we have our reasons.
Buzzsaw goes, yep, alright, your business is yours. She's not like a problem, is she?
No, I'm not. Despite their opinions, I assure you I'm not a problem.
She's here.
Right
I
now,
would assure that you are a problem, and we've got it under control, I assure you.
There's
Come
some
on, I'm putting you in your room and locking the door.
We have some inter-party discipline to conduct. Do not mind. Oh, there's a cattail. I'm hiding.
Alright, well, I mean, no judgment from us. Things happen. One time Elegy was channeling the power of a ghost, like an ancient king, and took over. But fortunately, he mostly just wanted to drink.
Mm.
And Elegy is like, ugh.
you know what? That sounds great. I could go for one of those right now. And he heads up to the bar and he's like, "Give me the strong stuff."
Still turned into a fight, but whatever. Anyway. So, do you guys want to address this thing with Zara with the whole group?
Yeah.
Guess so.
Okay. Let's pull people in.
When Ray sees Zara, he runs up to her and he's like, "Zara, what's going on?"
I assure you, it's overblown. Just needless to say, there's a bit of a problem, but it shall be rectified. I promise. Soon.
Laddie, did you know that she was trying to tell you some kind of secret decoded message?
Does it have something to do with your sister? Are you okay?
Somewhat. Okay, I think is probably a strong word for what I am. I'm going to have to tell the story that I told on the road again, aren't I?
Please do so. Dolgrin's message was a little bit unclear. I'd like to hear it firsthand.
So, Ray, do you remember when we were in prison getting KL? And I said that not all guards are good, not all prisoners are bad.
All right, well, you guys
Sort
are.
of. I'll go.
You're gonna get comfy for this story time, so we're gonna gather around the table. Yeah, continue.
Well, that was spoken from experience because I did work as a guard in one of those prisons, but I was not one of the good ones. I was one of the ones that they called when they needed intensive interrogation methods to get information from people, and I was very good at my job. And it caught the eye of some other interests that worked for a different division of the crown in the Ivory Kingdom. And well, I learned about them. They were something of a something of a shadow organization that didn't really have anyone that they answered to. They just operated in the capital's interests, but in ways that the monarchy couldn't officially approve. But no, I did not want to get involved in any of that. That was just a bit too far for me. I was content with my station as it was. But unfortunately, my sister, Sorel, ended up working for them, and they used that as leverage against me. The only way that she could get out of it was if I joined them. They'd let her go. So to keep her safe, like I told you, we were very close. Always looked out for each other. To protect her, I finally agreed and joined up with them. And they let me do the things I was good at, getting information out of people through, again, methods that seem not really listening. Through methods that the crown couldn't officially sanction, but it was effective. And then they said, all right, she can go. But it was at that point that I learned that my sister was actually there of her own volition. She had chosen to be there. So in that way, they had both of us at that point, and there wasn't really much we could do about it. But she was fully committed to it, and I stayed to protect her. And well, over time, my heart just wasn't in it anymore. We were given assignments that just were really messing with my mind. That I was not. There was the incident that really brought it to an end. That still haunts me to this day. They had Sorel and I interrogating these four poor people that didn't know anything. They were children. They were children, no older than Ray, and they didn't know anything. I could tell they didn't know anything. They were not involved with this, and I had been spending all day doing this work, and all I wanted was just to have it end so I could have a hot bath and a good meal. But so I gave them what silver I had in my pockets and threw them out on the streets. And Sorel she looked at me she was astonished. She could not believe what I had done, that I had gone against our orders. And she didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I suggested to her that we just leave, we run, and we never look back, and just leave it all behind us. But she was too committed to the work, and she was going to turn me in to the ones in power. And it was either subject myself to that, to the very torment that I had inflicted upon people, or stop her in some way. And the only she would not have it, so we ended up wrestling over it. Blades were drawn, and I did what I had to do. I had to kill my own sister. I had to kill her, or she was going to turn me in. And I couldn't go back at that point.
Ray puts a hand on Zara's. He says, I'm sorry. That sounds really hard.
So I fled the capital. I paid my way into the Azure Kingdom, where I hid for a while. I I had made good money doing it. I'd learned how to sew and made a tailor of myself until I could finally alter my appearance, disguise myself, and return to the capital and set up a shop and try to make a new life for myself.
What does that have to do with the time you were kidnapped and beaten? How did that person factor into all this?
I never said I was kidnapped or beaten. Have you not been paying attention?
Well, you disappeared for a while and you came back kind of bruised. You fell down some stairs. What happened?
The people from this organization must have figured out who I was and brought me back into their twisted little game. But I assure you, I want nothing to do with it, and I will take what measures are necessary to make sure this does not happen again. I just need time, and I'll make sure it is resolved. But
What can you roll to see if someone's lying to you? Do you have to have like a feat for that?
No, it's actually if Mark is lying, he would roll a deception check against your perception DC. It would be the DC of everyone in the fucking place. So actually, Mark, if you're lying,
it would be a secret roll if I was.
Yeah, you'd roll roll it to me.
Okay.
You can just GM roll to me. That's if any of this. Yeah.
Let's see.
There's a little button for it. Top left.
Well, I was gonna also whisper because there's nuance to it.
Okay.
I can just Discord it to you actually.
Sure.
Yeah, I have to use my phone for this since I'm using the videos over here.
Alright, well, no, he's looking that up. I have a question for you, Sam.
What up?
So remember, for people that have toughness, don't you just alter your class hit die up 1?
Yeah.
So if you have improved toughness that does another +1, you would just change it to 14?
Yep. Is
Okay.
improved toughness a thing?
It is if you're a dwarf. 172 hit points. Oh. Oh, so juicy.
Wow.
And now it's a DC 6 for stabilize, I think.
DC 6?
I improved my recovery roll by... I had +4 to my recovery roll or lower the DC down by 4. Yeah. It's nice.
The
Was it-
fuck?
Yeah,
And
I think
the
I'm at 6 now, yeah.
So the DC was 9 plus your dying level. So if you reduce it by 4, now the DC
5
is
plus dying.
5 plus dying. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very
So you,
stable.
so you always stabilize, yeah.
It's
No,
unlikely
it's-
that he's gonna not.
9 is a big feat. It's a good dwarf feat.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna kind of put people. I'm gonna start putting people back. Okay.
All right, and okay, so let me send that roll. Let's see. It's in the upper left corner.
Yeah, it's a little
gotcha.
whisper thing.
I see it. Hopefully they didn't break that. Okay, cool. All right, and Zara will continue, and she'll say, now, many of the stories that I tell are indeed fictional. They're meant to entertain, but as I said to the group that was with me, every story has some truth behind it. And it's just a matter of the listener discerning what the purpose of the story was.
So this is the
piece of
part where I
puzzle
go
together.
through and I look at people's perception DC, and if it's higher than, or if it's, yeah, whatever, if it's higher, I tell them. But it's like there's so many fucking characters in this party. If your
I think it was like 3, yeah.
if your perception is 16 or higher, you know she's lying. But she's kind of admitted that she's lying. She's called it fictional, so it's sort of like a given anyway.
But again, there are
It's-
elements of truth behind every work of fiction.
It seems to you like there's things she's physically incapable of saying, and she's trying to get around that.
Did you really have to kill your own sister, though?
It was a very emotional time for me. I don't like to talk about it.
Didn't you say that she was alive and you were looking for her?
Yes, I did say that.
What point of telling that story fits into your plan?
Because I didn't want to... Would you really have looked at me the same way if you knew that I had killed my own sister? I just had her on my mind and had to bring her up in some fashion, but in a way that wouldn't paint that picture of me. That's not how I want you all to see me.
Only
Ray
gets me
says-
see you now like that.
Which is why
Ray
I've
says,
not told you this story before.
I trust you, Zara. I
Oh.
believe that you want to change who you've been in the past, and I value you for what you've done to help us so far.
Now, well, Ray, trusting me is one of the most inadvisable things you can do. But as long as you have faith in me, then that's what counts.
What can we do to help?
Just continue to have faith. I think by the time we get to the tundra, I'll be able to sort this out. I hope. Otherwise, I'll be going through a lot of trouble for nothing.
And are you a danger to anybody here?
While we're here, I don't think so. I have my wits about me now. It just puts me into... it's like I'm under a spell almost, but not one that I can snap out of on my own.
And Ray turns to the rest of the party and says, I think it's okay. We can probably untie her. She's not going to hurt anybody again.
If I cast Detect Magic and Sense Aura, is there any kind of spell under affecting Zara, or is it all just sort of like mental?
Yeah, so you actually do not find a spell effect
Okay.
on Zara. It seems to KL like this is some kind of psychological conditioning. Probably lots of torture. I mean, KL already basically reached that conclusion, but just to reinforce that he would still think that's probably the long and short of what happened.
Okay.
Guys, I don't think this is her fault. She doesn't want to hurt us.
I do want to reiterate, though, that the pieces are there. The truths between the lines. I can't word it any better than that.
Victor's gonna speak up. Like, I know that you don't want to hurt us, that this is not what you're trying to do, but the fact is, I can't trust you now. Because at any minute, someone could whisper in your ear and you could stab us in the back. I'm not going to go with any missions with you again. I don't hold it against you, but I can't trust you to watch my back when you can flip like a switch.
Well, Victor,
And honestly, I think we should keep you tied up. You could be a huge risk to the guild. If he's with the Obsidian Kingdom, he wants the guild shut down. They could use you to take out some very important people, and that's not worth the risk in my opinion. It's not your fault. I know you have no control over it. It's a sucky situation, but I'm sorry. You can't ask me to trust you after this.
Well, Victor, there's hope for you yet.
I've never been an optimist.
Will you still kill orcs?
That must have been Gron.
Yes.
I'll certainly kill orcs. If
can
presented the opportunity.
Gron leans in and is like, acquiescence. Kill the orc.
Oh god.
Ron doesn't know the word, and I don't think anybody else like has the intelligence to remember what it was.
Then you shall die a glorious death fighting orcs if that is what to be.
If it comes to that, I just hope somebody can put the pieces together.
Okay, I'll speak up. I'll do my best.
Thank you, KL.
Can I borrow a lock of your hair?
Certainly, as long as it's not one of the as long as it's not one of the dyed locks, you're more than welcome to. If it will help.
All right.
And if you ever need to drop a few more hints, I'm always willing to listen.
Do you have any other Can you do any other names or descriptions that might be able to help me with my research?
No, I'm afraid not. Just the well, I suppose the important part is the Ivory Kingdom Shadow Corps. You probably
Do I know what that is?
You wouldn't have heard from them in most circles. They keep their name relatively hidden. That is
give me a
part of the organization.
Give me a society check.
I think I'm only trained in it.
It's fine. Yeah, if you're trained in it, you can give me a
I
society
had to
check.
load up my sheet. Sheets are being slow to load. I don't know why.
Would Regal have ever heard of that?
Give me a society check if you're trained in it.
He is.
Yeah, if you're trained in society, you can roll on it. Well, Kale's hasn't heard of it. He's not sure. Regal has been in like the actual criminal underbelly of the Ivory Kingdom for like a decade. He is certain that the Ivory Shadow Corps does not exist. So at least I'll give you that. That's not a thing. He's like really sure it's not a thing.
Zara, that's not a thing.
Nevertheless, it is an important facet of the story.
Hey, Zara.
Yes?
Say, what is it called? The Ebony Kingdom or whatever.
Obsidian.
Obsidian Kingdom, say it.
Obsidian Kingdom? What?
Say you used to work there.
Why would I say something like that? That would be a
Say
falsehood. That would be a
Say
falsehood, though.
Say it.
There would be no truth.
Oh, you
behind
lied
that
before,
fiction,
you
though.
can lie again! Speak up, say I've ever worked there or whatever.
You pressed me too far. My throat's a little parched from all that talking. And I'm gonna
And there you have it, folks. I think that's your answer.
Say the words, gotta say it.
Who is going on the
Before we move on, Una wants to talk to Dolgrin.
Okay, do it.
Dolgrin of all people. Okay.
Dolgrin and Una, and Dolgrin's shirt is off. And romance in the air.
Oh god.
All right.
Dolgrin
You're,
fly at
you're
the bar.
roughly the same height. Dolgrin's just like 2 Unas of width. Or like 3 Unas wide. But about the same height, yeah.
I'm at the bar drinking tonight.
Alright.
Una will kind of like sit up next to him and be like, "Hey, can I talk to you about something?"
Yeah, only if you buy me a beer.
Well, we don't have to pay for beer here because we're part
Hey,
of
you said I had to pay you!
Dolgrin goes across the bar and tackles the bartender.
What do you mean they're free?
Well, yeah, the guild pays for all that.
I'll be darned. Oh, you made my day. Go ahead and talk.
Well,
And it all goes to a good cause. When you're ready to party.
It's about the Grayskin quest. Are you planning on going on it?
The Grayskin with the Overlord with all the goblins running around trying to kill people?
Yeah. You see, he's my brother.
Your brother, you say? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He wasn't always like that. He really wasn't. He was sweet.
He's like the total opposite of you. He wants to murder all living creatures or some shit, and you don't want her to fly.
He wasn't always like that. He's been corrupted. I want a chance to talk to him, to see if I can get through to him. I know the Ankh that I grew up with is in there. It has to be. We spent half of our lives together. We were twins. We were so close. And, when we tried to escape, we got separated. And that's when I found Vignisa, and I think that's when he became like this. I just want to try to help my brother. I know you have that. Your weapon doesn't kill monsters, right? Doesn't despawn them. Maybe if you get the final blow on him, I could try to talk to him.
You want me to come on the quest to hit your brother with an axe a lot and hope I kill him but don't?
All I'd ask is if you could do the final blow so he wouldn't despawn, so that way I could see if my brother is still in there. He was like us. He was awakened, and I'm sure he'd be a hero. He's my brother. I wanna. We were supposed to stick together.
I can't guarantee I'll land the last blow.
You guys can't see the health bar. The whole party can see the health bar.
But who knows how many goblins are a turn order? I don't know if I'll be able to do it. It has to work out quite right. All the stars have to align.
All I'm asking is that you try. Can you please?
I'm not too many people ask me to attempt to murder their brother. But sounds good to me.
He is a boss. I know he has to be taken down. I'm just hoping that maybe after that, I don't know.
I am glad to help you, Una. You saved my life countless times. It's the least I can do.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. I'll make it up to you.
You already have, Una. You already have.
Alright, well that segues very well into our next topic of discussion, which is team take down Grayskin before he unites the wild tribes into basically a new grim legion of goblins.
Freya and Una are going?
Gwen brings all of her characters. It's a Gwen
Is
solo
this-
section and
It's
Dolgrin.
8 people.
Oh, it's an 8-person party? Okay.
Yeah,
8
it's a
people.
boss.
Oh, you're gonna need it.
Okay. Definitely bringing Tath.
No, this guy is the finale of the Barons, man. He's tough as fuck.
Just debating whether I want to bring Zara for the experience or Eris because she can actually do stuff.
We need as much do stuff as possible.
Yeah, I'll probably bring Eris then.
KL has devised. He's had a breakthrough with his spells and is very eager to test them
Yeah,
on.
Zara kind of
Zara.
understands that she's in the doghouse right now, so she will stay behind and work on stitching things.
So you're thinking KL then, Matt?
He's got some juicy 5th level spells. He wants to try on some unwitting goblins.
Oh, God.
Okay. Oh, I need to... Actually, we still need those tokens because we're doing downtime. Alright, time to do Grayskin. Before we do downtime, in fact... meanwhile, far across the wastes, seated on a craggy stone throne overlooking a massive camp, stretching the entire length of a stony valley filled to bursting with wild goblins partying and killing each other and killing prisoners and throwing their guts around in the air, and just like a festival of blood and violence. Grayskin overlooks the madness. His face in his hand, his eyes kind of wild, and whispers, "I can feel her, my lord. She will be here soon. You will drink of her." And he just bites his palm until it bleeds, and then spreads the blood down his neck and chest, and spreads it around in the symbol of Yog-Sothoth, the god of madness and monsters. All right, do some downtime.
Can I follow up that real quick? I know Gwen usually goes first, but I want to do a fun little one-day cheeky thing before she goes through hers.
What's your one-day cheeky thing?
KL.
Oh, we're doing the ritual.
Yep.
Here it comes.
So I'm gonna set up somewhere private. I don't know if I can like delve deeper into the guts of the sandworm, just kind of getting away from everyone else.
Yeah. You can get in there.
I'm set up little candles around the place. Get some nice ambiance. I can't play any music or anything, but oh, bless you. Keep the sneezes down. We're doing a ritual here. All right, move a little bit further down the worm, and then just gonna set up this like unknown arcane symbol and burn a lock of hair that I have from Zara.
So it'll be one day. It's an occult check. The DC is based on the difficulty of your question, which can be vague and difficult for you to know for sure how high that DC will be. The
Right.
DC is tiered based on your question.
And my question to you is, what can Zara not share with us about her background?
Okay. Alright. Cheeky. Well, roll your occult.
Doesn't this
Yeah, but
downtime happen during the quest we just did?
Oh, I don't care about continuity.
Okay, alright.
We're in a video game.
A week from today, I asked this very important question, Zan. And then I'll do this.
I feel like Kale was on to you before this anyway.
29. That's pretty good. I rolled a 10. I'm gonna keep a 29. That's fine. I don't think that's a crit fail.
You're gonna keep the 29.
Yeah, I feel like rolling a 10's not the best, so we'll keep it. Oh my god, my hair.
Alright. So you close your eyes, you ask that question, you spend the whole day getting ready, and you do your kind of communion with Uzumag. And suddenly you find yourself torn from the cavern and your mind screaming through the void until you slam into the cobblestone in some like dirty slum. The wall of the alley streaking up into the sky, black stonework. The sky is filled with smoke. And as you stumble to your feet, you're in the body of an extremely young girl, dirty, and you feel the famine, like you're starving, like some kind of orphan or something. And suddenly someone's coming after you and grabs you, and then your mind is torn out of the alleyway and thrown into a room. You're older, and the room has lines of girls, teenage girls, and there's a man walking up and down the rows. The girls are practicing swordsmanship. The man looks like this. One of the girls in the row stumbles and drops her sword, and without hesitation, he slits her throat, and she collapses to the floor and starts choking and choking on her own blood. And he says, "One mistake in combat, and this is you. Do it again." No hesitation at all. And then your mind is torn out of that room, and you're falling and falling, and suddenly you land in the Ivory Kingdom. You've just arrived. You're older now. Still, you're here with a purpose, but you're not sure what. And then you wake up. You wake up back in the worm, like rattled.
Perfect. I got the picture of the guy. That's what I really wanted, the picture of the guy. So I was like, what's the best way to do that? So I think the next day I want to prepare another ritual.
Oh gosh.
You're gonna go for it again?
Yep. I want to know who was the man. Who was the man in my vision?
You realize if you crit fail,
I'm stupefied. I get
you're
that.
stupefied 1 forever. That's a flat chance for your spells to fail.
Do you have a hero point?
Of course, I have a hero point.
Okay.
I'm doing it
Okay.
again. Praise Uzumog.
What if you roll a 1 and then hero point and then get a 1?
Then I
Don't
house rule
roll.
you. Then I house rule you.
Yeah.
Then it happens again. Then you roll
Then-
another 1.
I house rule the house rule. I don't know.
It's a 5% chance of a 5% chance of a
Then
5%
Uzumog willed it, you know. So
All right, KL.
I feel like that
What
would be
is
Nax.
your-
That would be Nax playing his hand at that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
Alright.
the hell is you're playing with fire here, buddy?
who was the man in the vision?
Who was the man in the vision? All right. Remember, the answer you get is
Whoa!
He wants me to know. He wants it.
okay. Well, normally the answer is very cryptic and mysterious, but with a 37, you get a straight answer.
Oh wow. Rare from Uzumog.
Suddenly, your mind is filled with memories. You're not Kale anymore. Your codename is Carry-On. You grew up poor, but you clawed your way to the top of the Obsidian Secret Service, killing anyone who got in your way. You're ruthless, and you're a master of interrogation and psychological manipulation. You're the head of all of the spy network of the Obsidian Kingdom, and you're personally responsible for training their spies. You deliberately look among the rabble and the orphans and the garbage of the city, looking for those who have a rare genetic trait that allows them to see in the dark. This is the most sought-after asset for your spies. As soon as you find an orphan who might have that genetic trait, you pull them in there and you start training them. But they're disposable, they're garbage, they mean nothing to you. If they fail, they die. Only the cream of the crop survive your training, and you instill in them a sort of psychological torture and manipulation that they will never escape. Your methods are perfect. You've spent your whole life training to do this exact thing and to do it well. You're extremely manipulative, extremely intelligent, and honestly, you think you're better than the king of the Obsidian Kingdom. You're only taking his orders because it's convenient. You fully plan to step in when the time is right. But at the moment, it's just the opportunity hasn't come. So you're extremely arrogant as well, like very, very self-confident. And then a moment later, you're no longer Carry-On. Now you're KL again.
Wow, I've never seen such a clear vision from
Yeah,
my dude.
You just got to intimately know the man whose codename is Carry-On.
Oh.
Who he is, what he does, how he feels, his personality.
So I think with my high intelligence and now I have like my clear understanding of who he is, do I think I could develop a way even over the course of some time to like reverse engineer the psychological torture?
You think it's possible, but it wouldn't be easy. Unfortunately, you just got like a snapshot of this guy.
Okay.
What you lack is the decades it took for him to develop his techniques. You just got like a flash of insight about who he is and what he does. So you're missing a lot of the pieces. You feel like it would be extremely challenging, maybe impossible to counteract unless you manage to actually get access to like his notes or something like that, where you would have like a more clear laid out. If you got access to like his office or his personal notes, you could probably reverse engineer this from having that information. But with what you have now, it's just too vague.
Well, so I'm gonna keep a lookout then, I guess, maybe when we get to the Obsidian Kingdom. Cool. Alright, well, at least I know a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
I think I'll share that with a select few people. I think I'll tell...
Who are we going to tell?
Victor, definitely not.
Good choice.
I'll tell Freya.
Okay.
Like Goblin. He's like my trusted ally. I love the Goblin pal.
You're the only one.
I know. I don't know why. I just love Regal so much. And then we'll tell we'll tell Eris. We'll get Mark in on this too.
Okay.
Oh,
All
so
right.
it's not just team go to the
Team non-Mark. No.
ship. Well, it's almost Team Haven ship.
Yeah.
I'll tell them that I got a vision about the man in charge of who brainwashed her, and that if I can get a hold of his notes, his name's Carrion. He's a Secret Service representative guy. That if we get his notes, I can reverse engineer what happened to her and potentially fix her. It was a very good, very clear vision. Don't ask how I got it.
And Eris is like, ooh, cool. So does that mean I get to be in on these super secret meetings that you guys have now?
As long as you don't ever refer to them as super secret ever again, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Just regular old meetings. You know, meetings are boring. No one wants to learn or hear more about regular meetings.
Right.
Codename meetings, or
Codename
not super
meetings,
secret. Then they're like,
understood.
"Ooh, super secret meeting."
Codename
Nope,
meetings.
just meetings.
I like it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll make a theme
feel
song
like-
for us.
Nope, we do not do a song about meetings. No one would be happy enough about meetings unless they're secret to make a song about them.
You guys all meet up, and then Eris shows up in a trench coat and sunglasses, and like slides into the chair.
takes out a violin and just plays like.
No violence, team meetings.
She's just like the crow caws at midnight. Kale, what the fuck are you talking about?
So, yeah, I don't know. I might still want to keep an eye on her, but as long as it seems like she doesn't hear some kind of weird trigger word, I don't even know what it is. But as long as that doesn't happen, we're good. But definitely be careful with him lurking around, especially in the Obsidian Kingdom. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get there.
Find the mission that involves him and take it first.
Yeah.
Not bring Zara on a mission until like you do that.
That's taken care of.
Yeah.
We see that like super secret representative guy is taking his wife out or something. Like, we gotta go do that quest.
Deal with Carrion first. Yeah. ASAP.
That's basically it. Did anyone else have anything you want to add or ask questions about?
Well,
Nope, straightforward enough for me.
yeah. We'll get it done eventually.
I always thought she was just an awesome tailor.
And Regal, you are the master of breaking things down. So when I get it, I might need your help on, re-engineering. I might want your re-engineering mind. That'd be great.
I feel like that's something a doctor should do, not the two of you.
Excuse me, I have the intelligence of a doctor.
Same.
There are different doctorates. You knew what I meant.
In fact, I had a classmate that actually, I actually graduated from vet school. He dropped out of vet school to become a regular doctor. So
This man is having a heart attack. Step aside. I'm an engineer. I'm a structural engineer. Get out of my way.
engineer and a veterinarian rushed to his aid.
Let me restructure his heart-lung thing.
I'm an astrophysicist. Get out of my way.
You can call me Doctor.
Oh, that's like the best line in The Hangover. He's like, Dr. Stu, and he's like, you're a dentist. You should still call the police or the doctor. It's so funny. But I'm a dentist.
All right. So let's do downtime. Also, real question. It's midnight. Probably not time for Borderlands. So probably not. I was about to ask before I looked at the clock.
No, I think by the time we're done with the
Yeah, it makes sense. So all right, so let's